From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yo, we in the building. I don't know what time it is, man. Let's get right. We are here. Let's go. The doctor's in the house. Let's go. Whew, hold on. Let me get myself together. Before we start off, we always gotta thank God. I ain't even got my eyes on. Hold on, my extra eyes. Let me go get those so I can see something. But first off, of course, we gotta start off with a prayer. Appreciate those that are rocking, that are here. Let's get right, man. Bow your heads. Lord, thank you for letting us see this bright and beautiful day. Thank you for letting us get through this week. I can't believe it's Friday already. Get through the work week, Lord, into tomorrow, which will be the end of the week, Lord. Thank you for continuing to bless us and lead us in the right path, even when we may not see the outcome or see the results of the process or the results that we want. Please grant us with the faith and the wisdom to keep going and believing in you and knowing that you will never steer us wrong. In Jesus' name, thank you, Lord, for your blessings. Amen. Let me get my glasses. Hold on. All right. So let's get right, man. So today we have some things I want to talk about, man. I want to talk about those of you that missed my video. We're going to talk about a little bit. Some of the topics are already covered in the video today. Let me pull it up. But of course, you can see right here, man, we talk about Bob Arum funky ass. Bob Arum's funky ass. He done pissed me off today, man. The man done play with my emotions. I don't like nobody playing with my emotions, man. Don't play with my money or play with my emotions. And he played with my emotions, man. So I'm a little perturbed. I don't want to say I was irate. You got put on a little bit for the videos, but I was a little annoyed. Michael Jordan in the building. What it do? Michael Jordan, man. Let's go. Let a brother hold something. You selling all them shoes, man. Seen you on the yacht, man. Almost pulled up on you. You know what I'm talking about? MJ. That'd be crazy if MJ really came to the street. That'd be fire. But yeah, man. So let's get to it, man. So today I want to talk about I want to start off with Bob Arum, man. Time to tell the truth, man. It is time to tell the truth about a lot of promoters. What I'm about to say is applicable to a lot of promoters, a lot of handlers, mishandlers, and a lot of managers, and but I will say that particularly Bob Arum, man. So today, those of you that don't know, keep up with the vids. I don't know why you don't have my notification bell on. Turn my notification bell on. We drop daily videos. You know what I'm saying? Videos on the daily. We always got uploads coming for your head top. You know what I'm saying? 5 uploads too. You know what I'm talking about? 5. So yeah, man. So Bob Arum today, man. It was announced by the WBA. Was it WBA? So many sanctioning bodies. WBA. It was WBA. They announced that Murodjon Akhmadaliev, I believe it's Murodjon, how you pronounce this, Murodjon, something like that. But Akhmadaliev is, I believe, he's from Uzbekistan. He's supposed to be fighting. He's from Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan? I don't know. Akhmadaliev was supposed to be fighting Nahya Inoue. WBA has said that they want him. They have mandated for Nahya Inoue to make one of his defenses because he's undisputed at super bantamweight. So they ordered that he has a purse bid to get the ball rolling with negotiations to have the Akhmadaliev fight. Hey, Fire Channel, man, I appreciate that. MJ. Frank getting 11. Right. You think Frank wins in 11? Hey, that's a good prediction. But yeah, man. So I appreciate the compliments on the channel too, man. Thank you so much, man. It really means a lot, though. I appreciate that. Your boy work hard to bring good content, man. So I appreciate any acknowledgement of that. But yeah, so Akhmadaliev is supposed to be fighting Nahya Inoue. And just as soon as the information was released that he was ordered by WBA to make a title defense against Akhmadaliev, Bob Arum, who's the owner, the head, the CEO, all them good things at Bonbons, a top rank, he came out and shut it down, man. Like 2 or 3 hours later, he said, you know what? They ordered Nahya Inoue to fight Akhmadaliev, but Akhmadaliev is a nobody. We're not going to fight him next to Wembley. Who is he? He means nothing. Even if we have to drop one of the belts, Nahya Inoue with 4 belts is the same Nahya Inoue with 3 belts. I said, huh?
What?
So I don't mind him. On one hand, he's right. One hand, I agree with him wholeheartedly. Akhmadaliev is not a known fighter. But this is where the contradictory comes in and the hypocrisy comes in. Who the hell is Louis Neary? When they said Louis Neary, the majority of boxing fans, when Louis Neary went to go fight Naya Inoue, they said,
who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? No damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
No disrespect. I rock with Stephen Fulton. But I'm going to be honest. First of all, I never thought, no disrespect to Stephen Fulton. I think he's a good fighter, but I didn't think he had a chance against Naya Inoue. Not that he didn't have a chance. Of course he has a chance. He's a good fighter. But I didn't think he was going to win. I thought he was kind of overhyped for Naya Inoue. That's number one. But number two, Stephen Fulton is probably, outside of Naya Inoue, he's probably the most popular guy of that size, right? And he's not even that popular. So let's stop this notion that there's popular guys in these smaller divisions. There's like 2 or 3 big guys, little guys, as far as name goes and renown. There's about 2 or 3 popular guys in the smaller division, and that's it. Nobody else knows anybody. So if you're going to say Akhmadaliev, it doesn't have a big name, no shit. Neither does Takuma Inoue, who's Naya Inoue's brother. He don't have a big name either. What do we talk about? Juto Nakatani doesn't have a big name. Stephen Fulton barely has a big name. Louis Neary damn sure didn't have a big name. Brandon Figueroa damn sure doesn't have a big name. So that's not a good enough reason or justification to fight him. I said. So that's not a justification not to fight anybody. Akhmadaliev earns his spot and he deserves it. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Akhmadaliev, go check out the last video or the second to last video. I gave you a breakdown. Akhmadaliev was supposed to fight Naya Inoue in theory, not supposed, but he was in line. Let me say that he was in line to fight Naya Inoue because he was mostly anticipated, including myself, that we thought that he was going to beat Marlon Tapales. But he lost by split decision to Marlon Tapales in a very good fight. But I thought Marlon Tapales won. Marlon Tapales is a good fighter too, a Filipino fighter. And so when he beat Akhmadaliev, naturally Marlon Tapales would fight Naya Inoue. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of makes you think now, because it was a split decision. It kind of makes you, because it was a close fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a problem with Marlon Tapales winning, but it kind of makes you think now. I wonder if the judges, and there was some little, you know what I'm saying, those little touchy, shaky business going on to have Akhmadaliev lose because they see him as a threat. This is something, because of boxing and its lack of integrity and there's so much corruption, you have to think about stuff like this. I don't want to, but it makes you, things that make you go, You know what I'm talking about, like an 80s rap song. So this is the thing right here. So Akhmadaliev, I think, is very deserving. He's a good fighter. I think Naya Inoue wins, but I do think he's a tough fighter. And he's a former Olympian, you know what I'm saying? He's a bronze medalist, kind of like Deontay Wilder. I think he loses, but I think it's a good fight, and I think it's a little dangerous. But I think because he walks forward and he kind of, he's good fundamentally, has good combinations, and he good technical skills. But I think Naya Inoue, he's a little too agile for him. But he's a dangerous fighter nonetheless. And the way Bob Arum just swooped in and just stop the fight from happening, because Naya Inoue is his cash cow, which is fine. Promoters protect their fighters all the time. But this is my issue. If that was Gervonta Tank Davis, and they said Gervonta Tank Davis had a mandatory who we thought was a good fighter, like let's say Frank Martin or somebody else, and then Leonard Ellaby or Al Heyman or Floyd Mayweather came and said, no, we're not gonna have that fight, they would say he's ducking, he's scared. No one's gonna say that for Naya Inoue. Because I think that's right. That's rightfully so. Now I don't think Naya Inoue's scared, but I damn sure don't think Gervonta Tank Davis is scared of anybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit that kind of pissed me off, man. Because people they pick and they choose and they're selective of who they label as a ducker or a hider or you know what I'm saying, or a avoider or something like that. Bro, if Gervonta ducked anybody, Naya Inoue ducking right now. But we know, well, me personally, I think there's a very select few fighters that are actually scared of other fighters, man. These are warriors. I don't think Naya Inoue is scared of anybody. I damn sure don't think Gervonta Tank Davis is scared of anybody. Hell, I don't think Shakur Stevens is scared of anybody. I don't even think Vasily Lomachenko is scared of anybody. But Vasily Lomachenko is funny because he's another one. Everybody blames Tank for not fighting Vasily Lomachenko, right? Everybody blames Tank. Am I right or am I wrong? Everybody says, oh, Tank should have been fought Vasily Lomachenko, right?
Yeah.
Right. So now we know that Tank is not fighting Lomachenko. He's fighting Frank Martin. And people say, oh, maybe he fights Frank Martin. Maybe he fights Vasily Lomachenko next. That I was going to make a video about this too, but I was like, man, it's too much Bob Arum. He getting on my nerves. But Bob Arum announced that if Tank beats Frank Martin, he's going to fight. They want to set up Tank versus Vasily Lomachenko in November. And people in the comments already said, oh, Tank waited 6 years because they didn't want to fight him. He was under the Floyd Mayweather protection program. Hello? Who's Vasily Lomachenko fight with? He fights under Top Rank. He fights under Bob Arum. Vasily Lomachenko is getting older. So now Bob Arum wants to cash out on Gervonta Tank Davis. On Vasily Lomachenko. That's why he's going to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. It's not because Tank didn't want to fight him. And to even further my point, you know how I know I'm telling the truth? Because look at Shakur. Shakur is a top-ranked fighter. So you can always say, oh, Bob Arum and Al Heyman, PBC, top-ranked, they couldn't negotiate. That's why Gervonta and Vasily Lomachenko couldn't fight. Shakur Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko are both on top rank. Shakur just wanted to fight Vasily Lomachenko a couple months ago. And guess who didn't fight? Vasily Lomachenko didn't want to fight him. And guess who did that? Bob Arum. Stop it, bro. So we got to tell the truth, man. We got to tell the truth, bro. Bob Arum is trash, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Bob Arum is a bigger problem. He's probably the worst promoter when it comes to let his fighters fight. And that's a fact. Look how mad he was because Jack Catterall beat Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor didn't come close to beating Jack Catterall in the first fight or the second fight. And the first fight is a little more questionable. In the second fight, Jack Catterall kicked his ass. Bob Arum, I hopped in the ring talking about, look, they robbed Josh Taylor, and I'm not even going to let any, you think I'm going to let my American fighters come over here? If you're going to rob Josh Taylor like this, and he's damn, Josh Taylor, I think is from Ireland or Scotland or whatever. He's not really from England specifically, but he's closer, so Europeans embrace him. So he was trying to say that, if you're going to rob Josh Taylor like that, I'm damn sure not bringing my American fighters over here. Man, bitch, you're not bringing nobody over to fight nobody that you think is a threat. Stop it. The only reason why he's open to letting Vasily Lomachenko fight Gervonta Tank Davis now is because if Vasily Lomachenko would have lost against Kambosos, is what they say. They basically said that was a retirement fight for the loser. For whoever lost. And Vasily Lomachenko looked good and he won. And now Bob Arum wants to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in November, assuming that Tank beats Frank, only because he's trying to cash out on Lomachenko, bro. I promise you, bro. So when people blame the fighters, man, don't blame them. It's not Naya Inoue's fault that he's not fighting Akhmadaliev. It's not Gervonta Tank Davis' fault that he didn't fight Vasily Lomachenko. It's not Vasily Lomachenko's fault that he didn't fight Tank Davis. It's not Shakur Stevenson's fault that he didn't fight Vasily Lomachenko. It's not Vasily Lomachenko's fault he didn't fight Shakur. It's Bob Arum, bro. And I'm not saying, I will say this, like I said, some fighters don't show as much urgency when it comes to fighting everybody. But there's a difference between wanting to fight somebody and being scared, or not wanting to fight somebody and being scared. There's very few fighters I think are scared of other fighters, man. These fighters are warriors, you know what I'm saying? But I think that we should keep the same energy for every fighter. Because if this was Tank Davis or Devin Haney, people would say, oh, Devin Haney's scared. Oh, Tank Davis is scared. No one's gonna say Naya Inoue scared, and they shouldn't, because Naya Inoue is not scared. But my point is that if you're gonna say somebody else is scared, then you got to apply the same energy here. It's crazy, man. That's just frustrating, though. I'm not gonna lie, because I was really looking forward to that Akhmadaliev fight. As you can tell, I'm hyped. But yeah, Bob Arum is a problem, and this is why Big Turk. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on. This is why Big Turk. That's why Big Turk need to take over boxing, man. Like, I'm not really all for the league stuff, because I do appreciate the boxers having their own freedom and stuff like that, to make the fights happen. And they usually, I think people over exaggerate how many times that fights that we want don't happen. I just think that a lot of times people get so caught up on that because they're a bunch of groupies, and like I said, the majority of people that watch boxing, they don't really enjoy boxing. They just enjoy fangirling over the fighter that they like. That's why they get so mad when Gervonta fights once a year, or Ryan Garcia fights once a year, or Terrence Crawford fights once a year. I want to see these fighters fight more often too. But they act like they get off sexually. Like, they get off sexually every time they see them hop in the ring. Like, there's other fights that are happening, man. We just had an amazing 5v5 the other day. You know what I'm saying? That didn't include not one of my favorite fighters, but I enjoyed it like it was one of my favorite fighters included. You know what I'm saying? So I like boxing. So yes, I think the fighters fighting once a year or being less, or having like spells of inactivity, I wish they would fight more often, but it's not a big issue. Because if Terrence Crawford's not fighting, I can watch Canelo. When Canelo's not fighting, I can watch Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant's not fighting, I got Benavidez. Benavidez not fighting, I got Shakur. Shakur not fighting, I got Devin Haney. Devin Haney not fighting, I got Tank. Tank not fighting, I got Ryan Garcia. I got Teofimo. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got Naya Inoue. You can go on and on. Tyson Fury, Usyk. There's so many fighters. There's so, bro, this weekend right now, we have Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro. We have Frank versus Tank. We have Benavidez versus Gvozdyk. We have Carlos Adames versus Terrell Guasha, however you pronounce his name. We got Gary Antoine Russell versus Albert Puello. This is all the same weekend, the same day. So if you can't be entertained with boxing, it's because you don't really like boxing. You just like certain fighters, and you just a fangirl and you're a groupie of certain fighters. There's a difference. It's like only watching basketball when Michael Jordan plays, or like right now people aren't watching the finals because Steph Curry's not in there. You don't like basketball. You just like beating your meat to gosh dang your favorite basketball player. That's different. Yeah, appreciate you, Bentley. My boy Bentley in the building. My bad, I was on a roll. What's up, Moonlit? Frank looked like ET is crazy. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why. This man just came in disrespectful. That's funny though. The man said Frank Martin looked like ET out of nowhere. That's crazy. Man, Frank Martin, man. I think that's gonna be a good fight, man. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. I like, you know, in a way, not fighting Akhmadaliev is trash, but it's not Inoue's fault. You know, it's Bob Arum's fault. And just like when Tank doesn't fight Lomachenko, it's not Tank's fault. It's not Lomachenko's fault. It's Bob Arum's fault. It's not a coincidence, man. Bob Arum. How many people don't fight? Like, look, even further the point, we wanted John Riel Casimero to fight Naya Inoue. We didn't get that fight either. The Filipino John Riel Casimero. We didn't get that fight either. Why? Because Bob Arum. So like when people say this stuff about fighters ducking, man, stop jumping on the fighters. But I know it's easy to blame them because their faces out in the open and they're the ones that we see. But no, bro. The majority of the time, I'll say 90% of the time, it's not the fighters, bro. 90% of the time, it's the promoters, especially if they went top rank. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. That joke is crazy, man. And you know what's crazy too? I don't know if this is true, right? Don't quote me on this. Casimero is trash. He says he's trash. I think Naya Inoue wins too. But the point is that I ain't gonna say he's trash. But we should have had that fight a little while ago. And look, check me out, Bentley. Check me out. Who you think Edgar Berlanga? I don't know if Edgar Berlanga's still with Top Rank. In fact, I feel like I remember them splitting up. But Edgar Berlanga was also with Top Rank. What did they say about Edgar Berlanga? Oh, he doesn't fight any big fighters, right? He doesn't fight any real fighters, right? He's with Top Rank and Bob Arum. Come on, bro. I promise you, Bob, if you look at fighters that when you say that, oh, this fight's not fighting this person, I promise you, 85% of the fighters that don't fight anybody, quote unquote, or don't fight any real challenges, they're with Top Rank. They do it the most. I'm not saying all promote. PBC does it too. Golden Boy does it too. You know, we just saw Zepeda. They were calling out Shakur Stevenson just to renege on it and say, oh no, we don't really want Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? So other companies do it too, but Top Rank does it the most. Bob Arum does it the most. I promise you, he does. Just look at the boxing landscape. He definitely does it the most. So just curious, not complaining. Yeah, I did a regular stream yesterday. Yeah, you just be missing it, Moonlit. But yeah, so that joke is that joke is really crazy, and it's really annoying too, man. You know what I'm saying? People don't know what they talk about. And it's okay not to know what you talk about, but if you're gonna be dumb, you should also be quiet. That's what I always say. You know what I'm saying? You should be loud and dumb. If you're gonna be dumb, you should be quiet as well. People be talking about this person be ducking this person not fighting this person, and Mayweather protection program. You know when Tank first fought Pedraza, Jose Pedraza. You know they were both undefeated, and Pedraza was a champion. So if you was gonna hide Tank and keep him in a protection program, why the hell would you make him fight Jose Pedraza, the undefeated Puerto Rican Jose Pedraza, as your first championship fight? Stop it, man. People don't think, bro. They just be talking. They hear somebody say some dumb shit and they regurgitate the same dumb shit. Now all y'all choking on dumb shit like a bunch of dummies. It's in the Bible where it says a dog will return to its own vomit because they dumb. And same with these people, they dumb. D-U-M-B, dumb. Loud and dumb is pretty much the real facts, bro. My boy Merle in the building. Boston get his smoke. Thank God. Thank God. I'm glad Boston gets smoke. We need more games, man. I'm pulling it up right now. But yeah, man, that joke is crazy, bro. Everybody, bro, Bob Arum. I was excited for Naya Inoue versus Akhmadaliev. And then not even 3 hours later, Bob Arum came in and said, oh, that fight's not happening. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And ain't nobody mad. Everybody gonna be mad at, you know what I'm saying? Let that have been Tank or I don't know. Let that be Canelo. Oh, people are be mad. But you know, Canelo needs to vacate his belts if he's not gonna fight. But yeah, bro, that's crazy, bro. Pedraza's actually a great shot. Facts. Jose Pedraza's a beast. He's a beast, MJ. Jose Pedraza is a beast. He's not a beast now, you know, it's past his prime. But at that time, bro, people say Tank don't fight nobody. Of course, Errol Spence is different. When Errol Spence was talking shit to Tank, that's different. You're fighters, you're different. But when people say that, like when people say Terrence Crawford hasn't fought anybody, that lets me know you just don't know boxing. If you say Tank hasn't fought nobody, you just don't know boxing. If you say who else that they say don't fight? If you say Errol Spence didn't fight nobody, you just don't know boxing. If you say Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury ain't fight nobody, they fought each other. That was his best. Not saying that the heavyweight division just wasn't deep, but Tyson Fury fought everybody he could fight. So did Deontay Wilder. They ended up fighting each other. Shout out to Tyson Fury, shout out to Deontay Wilder. Because we know some other people didn't want to fight him. You know what I'm talking about? So everybody ain't do the same in the heavyweight division. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So shout out to Tyson Fury, shout out to Deontay Wilder. You know, and who else? They say Canelo ain't fight nobody, you just don't know boxing. He might not have fought David Benavidez. We all wanted to fight David Benavidez. Of course, I want to see I want to see Cinnamon versus Benavidez. But if you say Canelo hasn't fought anybody, the man has 65 fights. 62 fights, whatever it is. Stop it, bro. Come on, man. Hey, you knew what I was talking about, bro. You said AJ cough cough?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Arum does it the most. Thank you, Ravioli. Thank you. That's why Manny and Floyd took exactly, and everybody blames Floyd though, right? Because it's easier to blame the black guy. It's easier to blame. I don't know why, but everybody wants to blame the black guy. If you look at it, Ravioli, if you look at it, I promise you, if you look at all the fighters that don't fight nobody and get the less flack for it, I promise you they're with Top Rank. Nobody cares a little bit. They always blame the other person. Edgar Berlanga ain't fight nobody for years. They don't. Nobody say nothing. He was with Top Rank and Bob Arum. Now he's not fighting Akhmadaliev. Bob Arum. Lomachenko ain't fight Shakur or Gervonta. Bob Arum. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. What are we doing? It's Bob Arum, bro. And like I said, I'm not blaming Vasily Lomachenko because I don't maybe I give the fighters too much credit, but I don't think Naya Inoue is scared of Akhmadaliev. I don't think Lomachenko's scared of Shakur or Tank, but I do think that he's their cash cow and he's their puppet, that you know, the one that Bob Arum likes the most. He's protecting them because he knows those fights are dangerous for him, or he believes those fights are dangerous for him. But I'm telling you, bro, I don't know, man. Tio fighting. I forgot about Tio. Come on, bro. Come on, supporter. Talk to him. Talk to him, bro. Talk to him. I forgot about Tio. Tio fighting Steve Claggett. Fuck out of here, man. Talk to him, bro. I forgot about Steve Claggett. Come on, bro. But you mad at Tank versus Frank. Come on, bro. I promise you, Bob Arum does it the most. Come on, dog. And they say Akhmadaliev versus Marlon Tapales was a little controversial. It was a split decision. If I remember right, one of the judges had that wild scorecard might have been in Akhmadaliev's favor. I don't remember, so I might be wrong off that. But it might be. Hey, some people say Akhmadaliev won. I thought Marlon Tapales. I thought it was a very close fight. Could have went either way. You know me. When it's a very close fight, I feel like it go either way. I'll be mad either way. But this kind of seems like, hey, maybe somebody was paid off to make Akhmadaliev lose. As long as Marlon Tapales didn't get knocked out. Because they felt like Naya Inoue had a better chance of beating Marlon Tapales than Akhmadaliev. This makes you wonder. Because why wouldn't you want to fight Akhmadaliev now? Talk about he's a nobody. Who the freak is Louis Neary? Matter of fact, Louis Neary lost to Brandon Figueroa. Naya Inoue just fought him. Akhmadaliev lost to Marlon Tapales, but Marlon Tapales was one of the two people against Naya Inoue to determine who's undisputed. So whose loss looks better? A person who lost to Brandon Figueroa or a person who lost to Marlon Tapales? Whose loss is better? I would go on a long, weak, flimsy limb and think that the loss by split decision to Marlon Tapales looks a little better than the loss than the knockout loss to Brandon Figueroa. I'm just saying. Fuck out of here, man. I'm just going out on a limb. Williams Zepeda's best win is Max Hughes. Facts. But I don't mind it, bro. Like I said, I know I'm going hard on Bob Arum. I'm mostly mad at the people that don't keep it funky, man, and don't keep it fair and aren't consistent, man. City gang in the building. Yeah, I saw the neutral buy. I mean, that's not really news in my opinion. I know they just released it, but to me, that's not really news. We already knew that. Only dummies, no disrespect, but no disrespect to anybody who believed it, you know, but at the same time, disrespect. Only dummies thought that would be any different. We already saw that. We already knew the neutral buy was going to come out and say that because that's the truth. Only Ryan Garcia meat riders think that it would have been any different. So, but yeah, so now let's talk about, before we get to the preview of the fights tomorrow, let's talk about Floyd and how he fired Leonard Ellerbe, or maybe Ellerbe stepped down. You know, according to the statements, how he stepped down. It seems like it was an amicable, you know, and a cordial separation, but I doubt it. You know, they made it sound like he resigned. I don't think Leonard Ellerbe resigned, especially if you go off of his interviews this past week. A few days ago, he was like, man, I'm not leaving Floyd Mayweather Promotions. That's just people talking. And then a few days later, Floyd Mayweather comes out with a statement saying that Leonard Ellerbe stepped down. So it seems like there was a firing. I will say this: it doesn't look good. It's not a big deal because Floyd said he's picking up Richard Schaefer to replace him as a CEO. Those of you who don't know, Richard Schaefer used to be the CEO of Golden Boy before he stepped down and left and tried to do his own company thing. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I just don't think it doesn't look good because, number one, they've been a staple in boxing, man. If you know Floyd, you know Leonard Ellerbe. Even if you don't know Ellerbe's name, you know him by. If you see him, like, okay, I know that guy from. He's always with Floyd, you know, since he was a fighter. So I think it doesn't look good because when you couple their separation, their split, with fighters like Jaleel Hackett leaving Mayweather Promotions and what's the dude name? Something Merriweather. I can't remember his name. A lot of fighters leaving Mayweather Promotion. It just doesn't look good from an optics viewpoint. You know, just the optics don't look good. But hopefully it's a fruitful business endeavor. You know, I rock with Floyd, and I think he's the GOAT, and at the very least, he's one of the GOATs of boxing. And I think it's always good to have him in the sport in some way because, you know, a lot of the fighters, you know, his successors and a lot of the other fighters that aren't even in his camp, they say he's very influential. Like, look how much Ryan Garcia, not saying it was for a good reason or bad reason or whatever, but look how he did with Tank's career. Ryan Garcia, he helped him out. Devaney helped him out. You know, and then even his predecessors too. Like, you know, there was rumors that, not rumors, but it was known that he paid for some fighters that passed away. They shared the ring with, and some that he didn't. He paid for their funerals, and you know what I'm saying. Just do other kind gestures. So I think it's good for him to be in the sport, unless you're just a Floyd hater. But I don't think this looks good. He may not be, you know, sometimes you're just not the best business man. You know, just because you're good at one thing don't mean that you're good at everything. He may not be a good promoter, and that's okay. It's like Michael Jordan. He's a best basketball player, GOAT, right? If not one of the GOATs. He doesn't seem like he was a good GM, you know, for the Charlotte Hornets, or, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you might not be good at everything. That's nothing wrong with that. But it is something wrong when you don't recognize and you don't have the right people around you. So maybe him and Ellerbe separating, to me, it's like Big Boy and Andre 3000. But when Outkast separated, it's like, damn, the hip hop scene, it sucked. But it is what it is. You know, you can still be successful separated and hopefully doing your own thing individually. And, you know, but maybe this will be better. You know, that Floyd and Richard Schaefer, that guy, maybe they'll be more compatible as far as being business partners. And it might work out for the best. And Leonard Ellerbe doing his own thing may work out with the best. I'm sure we'll still see him with GTD, you know, Gervonta Davis camp, and with Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis and all them. So I don't think he'll disappear from boxing, but you know, I did wish they were together. I hope the Mavs get swept. I want it to go 7 games. I want to see more basketball, man. I'm always down with more basketball, but the only thing that Floyd, I thought was funny, Floyd said that the fight is canceled between Tank and Frank. That shit funny. You know, they just be petty. They be going at it, man. But yeah, so that I really just wanted to talk about that Bob Arum, man. I was mad about that, bro. I was so annoyed because, like I said, it's bigger than him. It's bigger than Naya Inoue not fighting Akhmadaliev. The point is that Bob Arum does this habitually. You know what I'm saying? He does this all the time, and he doesn't get enough flack for it, and I don't know why. But other promo companies, particularly PBC, gets a lot of flack saying that they be protecting their fighters. No, Bob Arum protects his fighters the most from anything, stuff that is not even necessary. I don't even think it's necessary to protect Inoue from freaking Akhmadaliev. I think Inoue beats him. But they've been doing the matchmaking for a long time. Maybe he does see something. But to call Akhmadaliev a nobody, try to shit on him, it's like, bro, stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. Louis Nery got knocked out by Brandon Figueroa. Akhmadaliev lost a split decision. He lost a split decision to Marlon Tapales. So which fighter's better? Which fighter's better? Come on, I no disrespect to Brandon Figueroa. I like Brandon Figueroa, and I like Louis Nery too. I thought those were good fights. But let's keep it real, man. Akhmadaliev is a much tougher opponent than Louis Nery. And you fought Louis Nery, no problem. And Louis Nery doesn't have a bigger name than Akhmadaliev. So, yeah, man, I just think that's crazy. Let's talk about this preview now, man. So, what y'all want to start off with, man? Frank versus Tank? Tank versus Frank? So y'all want to end with that? Let's end with that one. Let's start off with Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro. So, yeah, Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro, right? I think that's going to be a good fight. Going into it, I was much more confident that it was going to be a competitive fight than I am now. The closer we get to it, the more I think that Subriel Matias is going to, I don't want to say walk through him, but I think he's going to fare pretty well. I like Liam Paro a lot, man. I think he's a good fighter out of Australia. Shout out to the Aussie boxing. But I didn't really like the way he looked when they did their face-off, their final face-off today at the weigh-in. He just looked he looked smaller than I anticipated relative to Subriel Matias. Like I said, I thought that it was a good fight I think it's a good fight because I think Liam Paro, he's slick. You know what I'm saying? He's not the slickest, but he's slick enough, in my opinion, I could foresee him giving Subriel Matias some trouble. But my question was, how long can he keep it up? Because the problem with Subriel Matias is that, you know, he may not be, he's not evasive at all. He's there to be hit. But can you outman him? You know, you're going to go to war with him. He's going to eventually draw you into a war, and that's where that's right in his wheelhouse, you know. He wants to exchange with you because he believes that he hits harder and he can take more punishment than you. And he's usually right, you know. So he only got surprised one time, and that was against Petros Ananian, and he avenged that loss with a knockout of Petros Ananian later. So I think that it's a good fight. I thought Subriel Matias had I thought Liam Paro had a big chance, but now we get close to the fight. I think Subriel Matias might stop him in like 7. That's what I think I'm gonna put my money on. What did I miss? The thumbnail says time to tell the truth. I see Inoue's face. What's up, City Gang? You might have to watch it, bro. That was too much energy, bro. I took too much energy, bro. That got me too hyped, bro. You got to watch the VOD, bro. I'll be right back. Let me go grab water real quick. I said grab a water, and I forgot that I had a little drink. Yeah, I get too hyped, bro. I was too hyped. But basically, Bob Arum is the one that's stopping these fights from happening. That's the truth I'm talking about. You see Lomachenko's face too. You see Gervonta Davis' face too. You just focused on Inoue. You see a whole lot of faces on there, my brother. You see my face too. Hey, you talking about? Robert, what's good? But so yeah, I'll give you a brief synopsis, man. I was saying that we gotta tell the truth about Bob Arum stopping these fights, man. Inoue was supposed to fight Akhmadaliev, and Bob Arum said he's not letting him fight him. You know, and then people, no one's gonna get mad at Naoya Inoue, and they shouldn't, because I don't think Naoya Inoue is a problem. But if it was Tank Davis, if it was Gervonta, let's say who doesn't fight Lomachenko, people say that, oh, he's ducking Lomachenko. No, Lomachenko is a top-ranked fighter, and Bob Arum he protects his fighters. So he stopped the Inoue fight for Akhmadaliev, just like he stopped the Tank fight with Lomachenko, just like he stopped the Shakur fight with Lomachenko as well. Shakur and Lomachenko are both top rank. So you could say, oh, Bob Arum and you know, in top rank, they can't make a deal with PBC and Al Heyman. No. Shakur's with top rank. So it should have been easy, seamless, no pressure, no problem. He should have easily made the fight with Vasily Lomachenko or Shakur. That fight didn't happen. So it's time to tell the truth. Stop blaming these fighters for when these fights don't happen. Blame their handlers, their managers, and most importantly, their promoters. Bob Arum is notorious for doing this. Bob Arum always stops his fighters from fighting. Look at Edgar Berlanga. Everybody talks about his record is cushioned. He was the top-ranked fighter for the longest. Look at Teofimo Lobo. He's about to fight Steve Claggett. Come on, bro. I'm not saying that every promotion company does this. It's not just Bob Arum. Bob Arum unequivocally does it the most, though. That's a fact. Caleb Plant and David Benavidez or PBC, they fought. That fight happened. Bob Arum definitely does it the most. If you don't believe that, then you don't know what you're talking about, and then you have the audacity to talk. You know, you just have your head in the sand, which is okay. Or you're oblivious, and it's unbeknownst to you. That's cool. But don't talk like you know. Bob Arum is a problem, man. Bob Arum is a problem, bro. He does this all the time. Why do you think he was so irate that Jack Catterall beat Josh Taylor? He didn't care about the scores. He was just mad that Josh Taylor lost. He didn't care about the scores being. Them scores are fine. Jack Taylor beat the hell out of Josh Taylor. Jack Catterall beat the hell out of Josh Taylor. There was nothing controversial about that loss. The second one. Absolutely nothing. You know, Bob Arum is he's notorious for that though. It's funny that Don King gets a bad rap. Bob Arum just as bad as Don King, if you ask me. Maybe not crooked as far as, robbing his fighters. I don't know what goes on, but of course Don King get a bad rap. Man, Don King and Bob Arum the same person, man. You know what I'm saying? In fact, Don King probably make more fights than Bob Arum. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tell the truth about, man. Don't go get mad at Tank. Say Tank. I saw on Twitter, Bob Arum said, "Oh, I want to make Lomachenko versus Gervonta in November." And somebody said, "Oh yeah, because Tank been under the Floyd Mayweather protection program. That's why Tank hasn't fought Lomachenko." What? No, you think it's a coincidence that he wants that Bob Arum is coming out verbally and vocally saying, "I want to make Tank versus Lomachenko if Tank beats Frank"? He's coming out and being so adamant about it because he knows Lomachenko's on the tail end of his career. So now he wants to cash out on Lomachenko, which is fine. But how dare you blame Tank and say it's Tank's fault? What the hell? You know where Tank's from? You know where I'm from? What Tank look like being scared of Lomachenko? No disrespect to him. He's a great fighter. I think Lomachenko's a great fighter. Man, you come from where I'm from, bro. Ain't no way we gonna be scared of somebody that look like Lomachenko. You crazy as hell, man. Matter of fact, the way we respond to being scared and being feared is to attack it head on. So sometimes we get in the most trouble because we're scared. Because we're trying to prove that we ain't. Not just to people, but to ourselves. How are you, Doctor? I got back to you. Oh, I appreciate that, Tech. What's good? Tech in the building. But and like I said, I don't think Lomachenko's scared either. So I just think we got to stop that, man. I don't think Lomachenko's scared. I don't think Inoue's scared. I don't think Tank's scared. I damn sure don't think Tank's scared. I don't think Shakur's scared. But we got to tell the truth, man. Bob Arum is the common denominator. He's the one. He does it habitually. Doing homework all week. Who you got? Talk to me, bro. So Subriel Matias, Liam Paro. I always said that I thought Liam Paro was gonna that he had a good chance, but the closer we get to the fight, man, the more I'm leaning towards Subriel Matias heavily. I didn't like the way Liam Paro looked at the weigh-in. I'm not gonna lie. Guys, Lee Boston down by 25. Oh, he down by 22 now and just hit a 3. You think Floyd is a good promoter, but I'm gonna be honest, supporter. I don't think the fact that you just said that, I think he's not a good promoter. If you're a promoter, you can't be only good at promoting one fighter at a time. You can't do that. That means you're not a good promoter. Maybe you're a good manager, but you can't be a good promoter unless your stable only has one person. So I agree with you. I don't know Floyd. I like Floyd as a boxer. I don't know if Floyd's a good promoter. To me, the evidence would show that he's probably not. So what you just said, I agree with, but there's no way you can be a good promoter if you're only good at promoting one fighter at a time. That's just the truth. And y'all know how much I like Floyd, man. I think Floyd's the greatest boxer of all time. It's like I like Michael Jordan. I don't mean that you're good at everything. Just because you're good at something don't mean you're good at everything. But it's up to you to recognize that and bring in the people that will help facilitate good promotion, good promotional endeavors, you know what I'm saying, and activities. So I don't know if Floyd's good. I'm not gonna say he's a bad one because he lost some fighters and him and Leonard Ellaby split. But I can't definitively say he's a good one. I know he did great with Tank. You know what I'm saying? I know he did great with Tank. You know, and like you said, he might be good at doing one fighter at a time. Pause. That's how doing one fighter at a time is crazy.
What?
You might be good at handling one fighter at a time, but that means you're not a good promoter, right? Unless you only have one fighter. Who does Floyd have left beats the hell out of me? I know he got the one guy that they said looks like a clone of Tank. Dang, what's his name, bruh? Jersley. He has Jersley. I don't know who else though. I don't know. Swing and miss by Jordan. Strike 3 to retire the side. Right. Yeah. It's like you know, as a GM, was Jordan a good GM, or I don't know. Was he a good? I mean, no. I mean, the signs and the evidence would show that he probably wasn't. You know, and not only was he not, he didn't bring in the proper people to help. Oh, Kermel Moulton. I forgot about Kermel Moulton. Yep, Kermel Moulton. I'm tripping. Yep. Boston gets Illuminati in the build. I forgot about Kermel Moulton. You're right. So Jersey and Kermel. I'm sure he has some other fighters too. Do I think he's bad? I feel like it's yet to be seen. I can't definitively say he's bad, but I also can't say definitively that he's good either. You know, I know like supporters say I agree 100% with promoter. I could tell you some fighters that whose career he managed well, yes. But if you're only good at managing promoting one person at a time, then you know you're supposed to have a stable. But my point is, like I said, is to be on Bob Arum's head top, man. We need to stop saying, because like I said, Inoue was supposed to fight Akhmadaliev, man. And that really pisses me off because nobody's going to accuse Inoue of ducking. And I think that's right. I don't think Inoue's scared of anybody. But if the shoe was on Gervonta Davis's foot, we already seen it. People would say Gervonta Davis ducked. And I hate the inconsistency, man. And I'm here to call that shit out, man. Like, if Naya Inoue, if you flip-flop, if you swap places with Naya Inoue and Gervonta Davis with the news that I dropped today, they would say Gervonta ducked. We seen it. People are saying that Gervonta ducked Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think about this, Tech. I'm going to go back over it. Let me know what you think about this, Robert and Tech and Illuminati. Bro, I dropped 2 videos on this. So I'm going to give you a brief synopsis. You know, you got to watch the VOD because I was going in. I ain't going to lie. I was going in, bro. My veins was popping out my neck and my forehead, boy. I was hyped. But because I'm passionate about this shit, though. I like fairness, bro. I love consistency. Even if you say some dumb shit. Say some equally dumb shit on the other side that you know what I'm saying? Be balanced. I like balance. There it is. I like balance, man. So I just dropped the video where WBA announced that MJ Akhmadaliev, they ordered that Naya Inoue defend his titles against MJ Akhmadaliev. Not even two or 3 hours later that I dropped that video, Bob Arum comes out and says, "Oh, we're not gonna fight Akhmadaliev. Even if we got Naya Inoue, even if he has to lose a belt, Naya Inoue with 4 belts or 3 belts is the same Naya Inoue. Akhmadaliev is a nobody," and he's right. Not too many people know Akhmadaliev, but you could say that about everybody except for 2 people in the smaller weight divisions. You could say that about 98% of the smaller below featherweight. You could say that about 98% of the other boxers below featherweight. You could literally say nobody knows them. Outside the top 2 or 3 people, nobody knows them. People barely know Takuma Inoue, and that's Naya Inoue's brother, and he's a champion. People barely know Koki Inoue, and that's Naya Inoue's cousin, and he's a former champion. Don't nobody know none of them niggas. Excuse me. Don't nobody know none of them people. So the fact that he said that Akhmadaliev is a no-name, who the freak is Louis Neary? Don't nobody know Louis Neary? In fact, Louis Neary got knocked out by Brandon Figueroa. So, but Naya Inoue fought him, no problem. So Akhmadaliev only has 1 loss, and he lost to Marlon Tapales, and he lost by split decision. Marlon Tapales is who Naya Inoue fought to become undisputed. So whose 1 loss looks better? A split decision loss to somebody who fought for undisputed, or a knockout loss to somebody who ain't even a champion in Brandon Figueroa? Whose loss looks better? So yes, nobody really knows Akhmadaliev, but nobody sure as hell didn't know Louis Neary. When they said Naya Inoue versus Louis Neary, this is what people said. They said Naya Inoue versus Louis Neary.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck?
Bro, Illuminati, listen to what I'm saying. Please listen to me. I'm not saying Naya ducked. I don't think Naya ducked. I do not accuse Naya Inoue of ducking. But my point is, if that was Gervonta Davis, they would say Inoue ducked. And I'm going to tell you why. You know how I know I got proof? Bob Arum, after he said that shit about Inoue not fighting Akhmadaliev, I think Inoue wins. Number 1. Number 2, I don't think Inoue's scared. I don't think he's ducking. But my point, I'm consistent though. I also don't think Tank ducked Lomachenko. So let me say this: Tank, when Tank, Bob Arum came out and also said he wants Lomachenko versus Tank in November if Tank beats Frank. You think that's a coincidence? Bob Arum is very adamant about pushing Tank versus Frank all of a sudden. Why? Because Lomachenko is on the tail end of his career, and now it's okay for him to lose because he's trying to cash out on him. But when Bob Arum said that, if you go look at Twitter right now, go look at Michael Benz's Twitter. Right under it, people said, Tank wants to fight Lomachenko now. Even though Bob Arum's the one that said this now. Bob Arum's the one that was interviewed, and he said that he wants Tank versus Lomachenko in November. But people in the comments said, oh, Tank wants to fight Lomachenko now because it's 6 years later and he's on the tail end of his career. No, Bob Arum wants him to fight Tank now because he's trying to cash out on him. So let me ask you this. So Bob Arum's the one that said it, and they still said that Tank was ducking him for 6 years. So coincidentally, Bob Arum is the same person that just vetoed Inoue versus Akhmadaliev. You think it's coincidence that he's a top ranked fighter? That's Bob Arum's fighter? And then Lomachenko not fighting Tank. Lomachenko is Bob Arum's fighter. You think that's a coincidence? All right, well, if you think that's a coincidence, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. But, look, Edgar Berlanga, don't they say he has a padded resume? Whose fighter was he? He's not. I don't think he's with Top Rank right now, but he was with Top Rank. He was Bob Arum's fighter. Teofimo Lopez, he's fighting Steve Claggett. Guess whose fighter he is? He's another Bob Arum fighter. And guess what? Those people that say, look, check me out. It gets better. When people say, oh, it's because Bob Arum and Top Rank, they can't negotiate with Al Heyman and PBC. Okay, that's fine. That's your excuse. Shakur Stevenson is with Top Rank. Shakur Stevenson called out Lomachenko. Why didn't Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko fight? Bob Arum. So they all do it. Golden Boy does it with Oscar. Matchroom does it with Eddie Hearn. Frank Warren does it with Queensberry. Al Heyman does it with PBC. Bob Arum does it with Top Rank, but Bob Arum does it the most. He does it habitually. He does it blatantly, and nobody says nothing. I don't think Nadia Inoue is scared of Akhmadaliev. I don't think Tank is scared of Lomachenko. I damn sure don't think Tank is scared of Lomachenko. I don't think Lomachenko is scared of Shakur or Tank. I don't think Shakur is scared of Lomachenko. These fights don't happen because Bob Arum is going in and vetoing it. And if you don't believe that, then you're just a dumbass. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're just a dumbass, bro. It's right there in front of your face. He just did it again. Those promoters look for a return. Right. Paro going, yeah, I think Paro going to sleep too. Bob wants Inoue to move up sooner rather than later. The big profit fighters are, yes. And wait, Bob is bag, not boxing. Facts. Bob is about his bag, not boxing. Facts. All promoters are like that. Yeah, all promoters like that. But my point is that why do we blame, like I said, Bob Arum said he wanted to fight Tank to fight Lomachenko in November. Tank didn't say that. Coach Calvin Ford didn't say that. Leonard Ellerby didn't say that. Bob Arum said that. But then people respond to say that Tank wants to fight him now. No, Tank didn't even say it. But people are just so quick to blame the fight. I don't know if it's because it's a black fighter, he's easier to blame. But they say it's Floyd protection program. I don't know if it's because it's easier to blame the black fighter. Even look at Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They blame Floyd. Was it Manny Pacquiao with Top Rank again? Come on, bro. It's there. The information is there. Whether you want to read into it or accept it or omit it, that's up to you. But so all promoters do it. Tech is absolutely right. But I think Bob Arum does it significantly more than the rest. And I don't think any of these fighters are scared of anybody. There's a very few select fighters who I think are scared, but it's very few and far between. You know, it's a minuscule amount of boxers and fighters that are warriors that are scared of another fighter. I don't think Lomachenko is one of them. I don't think Nadia Inoue is one of them. I damn sure don't think Tank is one of them. I damn sure don't think Shakur is one of them. I don't think they're scared of each other. Bob Arum is the one that's stopping it. So we need to stop conveniently blaming certain fighters for not getting a fight. But then if you're gonna blame Tank, what I'm saying in a nutshell, you better say Nadia Inoue's ducking. So if Tank was ducking Lomachenko, Nadia Inoue just ducked Akhmadaliev. Tell me where's the lie? Where's the lie? If Tank ducked Lomachenko, then Nadia Inoue ducked Akhmadaliev. It's in your face. It's right there. Loma and Tank are not at the same time. Like, it'll never be the fight we all want to be because they were not in their. I agree. Okay, not in their primes or in the same weight class at the same time. I agree. Last time I heard Inoue not moving up may be good for move for safe reasons. Figueroa faulted the carry to weigh, and also maybe promotion reason for protection to record of record and career needed for longevity. I don't think it's look Eric. So that's the thing. I'm not saying that it's wrong. What I'm saying, I'm mostly mad at the people's response. Got some oceanside property, Arizona for you, right for you to buy. Facts. Talk to him, Tech. Scared is a word I hate when talking about fighting. Me too. I got Cobbs Clark over Ahmed. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Ahmadali and Reese and Cobbs Clark is crazy. Bob has won that retirement back for Loma. Another check for yes. That's what I'm saying. Just be consistent, bro. Like, if you're gonna blame, I don't think any of the fighters, I will say, and people are still gonna misunderstand because they're gonna hear what they want. They're gonna think I'm talking shit about Inoue. I'm actually not. I'm actually complimenting Inoue. I'm saying that I don't think he's ducking anybody. I blame Bob Arum. But my point is that if you're gonna say that Gervonta or anybody else, I'm just using Gervonta right now because he has a fight tomorrow, and Lomachenko is also top ranked. So and it's right on point. You know what I'm saying? But many fighters like Square Circle said, you know, Square Circle, you know, with Tech Dumb Dad. A lot of promoters do it. I think Bob Arum does the most, and it's just funny when Bob Arum's fighters do it. They never blame. They don't blame Bob Arum. They don't blame Bob Arum's fighter. They blame the other fighter all the time. I don't think the fighters are scared at all. I think Inoue would jump at an opportunity to fight Ahmadaliev, and I think he wins. But Bob Arum vetoed it. Just like I try to tell people, stop saying that Gervonta ducked or avoided is scared of Lomachenko. No, that's Bob Arum that's scared of Gervonta sleeping Lomachenko. Same with Shakur. And to further debunk it, if you want to, like I said, you want to bring up the PBC and top rank cross street excuse negotiations, that is true. It's always harder for them to negotiate across the street, if you will, or different promotional companies. However, Shakur is with Top Rank. Lomachenko's with Top Rank. We didn't see that fight either. Come on, bro. It's Bob Arum, bro. Stop it, man. Stop it, bro. There is ducking like Canelo versus Benavidez. Then there is business. Most ducking is just business, right? And I love Nello, so I don't think I'm a Nello. I don't think, bro. I'm gonna tell you this, Tech. I don't think you're a Nello hater, bro. You know I'm a big Nello fan. I rock with my boy Cinnamon. I think you're wrong. But do I think that you're a hater because you said he's ducking Benavidez? No, I mean, I feel like that's natural. I feel like I might be a little... that's what I tell people all the time. I like Canelo. I'll tell you that right out the gate. I don't think he's scared of anybody. I don't think he's ducking Benavidez either. But then people say, hey, well, Doc, why is he not fighting him? I'm going to tell you this. I ain't going to make up no shit. I'm going to just say, I don't know, because I don't know. But I just don't think that he's scared. I don't think he's ducking. Maybe he wants to maximize. I think Canelo wins. But I do think it's a difficult fight. But I don't think anybody who says Canelo's ducking, I mean, I'm not delusional, you know what I'm saying? I got eyes and ears, and I observe things too, you know me, man. I not only do I try to be consistent and fair, I feel like I do a pretty damn good job of being objective, you know what I'm saying? That's why the people that rock with me, they rock with me, because I do that. And yeah, I would never tell somebody that they're wrong for saying Canelo is ducking. I won't say that you're, I would say that I think you're wrong, but I don't think you're a hater. I mean, it looks like he's ducking. I'll be the first to tell you, it looks like he's ducking, but I don't think. Hey, looks ain't everything what they see. Yeah, looks ain't all what they seem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, when the last time you see the, you know, no disrespect, Tech. I know you married. For everybody else except Tech. Close your plug your ears, Tech. Like when you see that woman, you know what I'm saying? You see that woman in she might be a baggy sweatpants. She might be in a sweatsuit. You know what I'm saying? Got the baggy sweatpants on. She got the hoodie on. It's cold outside. Or maybe not even cold. Maybe she just came from a room or something like that. You go out to the pool. You see that same woman, boy. You be like, gosh, damn, boy. I know you was hiding all that thing in that package, boy. You be like, hold on now. You know, looks could be deceiving. You feel me? I know you was hiding all that up under there. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, it looks like on the surface, and, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. On the surface, it looks like, hey, he might be ducking. But once you open up that book, you get below the surface, you see, maybe it might be something with negotiations. Maybe it might be something with, I don't know, the promotions. I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe it's something. I don't know. Turkey's on the right track with the league thing, but we don't need a league. We need a global, yes, we need a global boxing commission, but I don't know how that would come without a league, Tech. That makes fights happen when they need to. Otherwise, you get penalized. Right. I like that. I've been saying Bob Arum is the biggest problem in boxing. Dude, yes. Facts. Kendrick in the building. Facts. It's Bob Arum, bro. If you don't see that, bro, come on, bro. And then look, Kendrick. It gets better. or worse, depending on your vantage point. You know what I'm saying? What's it called? Your POV, your point of view. Akhmadaliev fought Marlon Tapales before Naoya Inoue, and there was a split decision, controversial loss. That makes you think, huh? You wonder if Bob Arum maybe ain't select Marlon Tapales to win as long as he ain't get knocked out to fight Naoya Inoue for an easier fight. I think Marlon Tapales for Naoya Inoue was a great fight. I like Marlon Tapales. But when I watched that fight, I thought Akhmadaliev was going to win. I think the majority of people, if I'm not mistaken, I think Akhmadaliev might have been the favorite. Don't quote me. You see what I'm saying? Now it makes you wonder. Because now Akhmadaliev, who knocked out Kevin Gonzalez in his last fight, WBA ordered Akhmadaliev to fight Naoya Inoue, and now all of a sudden Bob Arum say he's a nobody. But Naoya Inoue just fought Luis Nery, who lost to Brandon Figueroa. Who's what? He's not a nobody, but he's closer to a nobody than Akhmadaliev, I'll tell you that. Inoue does not need to prove anything in the USA. What the fuck did that have to do with anything? Orion? Shut up. Who said that Inoue has to prove anything in the USA? Get some. Do I have a mod in here? Please get him out of here. I ain't got time to deal with idiots. Get him out of here. I ain't got time to deal with dumbasses. We already talked about a dumbass and Bob Arum. I ain't got time to deal with your dumbass too. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Who said anything about Naoya Inoue need to prove anything? In fact, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying Naoya Inoue is a beast. I'm over here complimenting Naoya Inoue, and your goofy dick sucking ass came in here with your mouth open and your knees bleeding. Wipe your chin, bro, and go sit your dumb ass in the corner. I can't stand you idiots, bro. It's okay to be dumb, but if you're dumb, you should also be quiet. Just be dumb and quiet. Gosh damn. Yeah, go give him a 600, man. Don't ban him though. Don't ban the stupid ass. Give him a 600. He's stupid as hell. He paying at least one judge. Hey, I'll take it a step further and say Bob probably be fixing fights. Hey, trolling in the chat, bro. Tech people are they're not even, bro. You know what? You know what? Tech. I think we give them too much credit, bro. Not even, because trolling means that you're trying to apply some type of logic and some type of thought and some type of to try to exhibit or attempt to exhibit some type of measure of cleverness. He's not clever. He's just a dumbass. So that's the thing. A lot of people say dumb shit that reflects their idiocy, and they try to mask it as, oh man, I'm just trolling, man. I'd like to get it. No, you're just a dumbass that knows how to type. You're not trolling, because there's nothing clever about that. You're just an idiot. That's it. Idiots need to get slapped and put in a corner. He's just a dumb. I'm not even gonna give him that credit of being a troll, because a troll implies that he tried to do something clever and trick me and outsmart me. Bitch, he's just a dumbass. And the internet is where these dumbasses are allowed to thrive, and it's sad. You know, wipe your chin from me. Go sit in the corner. And because by governments coming together and saying this is a global sport and it needs to be fair to the fans because they're the reason sport. I agree. That's a damn good point. Ain't nothing wrong with looking. That's why God gave me 2 healthy eyes. That's crazy. I just don't want to get blamed for nothing. That's all. I don't want to get blamed for nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell Mrs. Tech I said hello and salute. Oh man, dumb and silent should be yes, bro. Should be synonymous. Yes. He not a troll. Yes, he's not a troll. He's just a dumbass. Claudia in the building. What up? That shit is crazy, bro. He paid. Yeah, man. Bob Arum. Like I said, I'm not saying that because I think Don King has Don King is, I think personally, from what I've seen, I don't know personally. I do think that Don King and Bob Arum have contributed to the sport in a major way, significant way, and a positive way. But Don King has a bad reputation, right? And that may become for the personal business, his stories of literally stealing money from promoters. But it's what Tech said. Tech said all promoters do it in regards to protecting their fighters. All promoters do it in regards to stealing from their fighters, I believe. So it's just fun. The difference between Don King and Bob Arum, I think they're the same person, but Don King actually has a bad reputation. Bob Arum should have the same reputation. That's the Bob Arum, his reputation. I think they're the same person. It's just Bob Arum has a good, not so bad reputation, and Don King has a bad reputation. That's the only difference. We gotta hold these people accountable, man. Come to the YouTube buzzer, right? Inoue will demolish your bum. The dehydration clause. Tank Davis, huh? That didn't even make sense, so I'm not even gonna respond to that. I don't even know what you're trying to say. So, Inoue will demolish your bum. Tank Davis. Who the hell said anything about Tank and Inoue fighting? Another one, chat. It's so sad, bro. One thing about the internet, though, it does expose, it will remind us, Tech, that a lot of these people that we interact with on the internet, they be our bagger, they be bagging our groceries, they be the same person that's our banker, you know? And not shitting on a job. What I'm saying is that it's a daily reminder that these idiots really exist. And that's good because sometimes we forget. We give people too much credit. There's a reason why your ass at McDonald's dipping them fries in the goddamn oil because you're supposed to be. It's probably the same. Yeah, it's probably the same person. Yeah, you're right. It's probably the same person. There's nothing that I said that I love the fighters, man. And there's nothing that I said that offended any fighter or to offend any. If you feel like any of the guys says offensive because you're a groupie of that fighter and you just hearing what you want to hear, I can't help what you perceive. I didn't say anything bad about any of the fighters. I didn't say anything bad about Lomachenko, Tank Davis, Shakur, Inoue, none of them. I'm actually saying the opposite. I'm actually saying that I think that they would fight anybody. We need to let them fight. Oh, that's dope, man. They got the dog out, the chihuahua out here dunking the basketball. That's so dope. Nah, I can't read, listen, or write. Facts. Illiterate. Completely illiterate. No escribir. No leer. And what's the other one? Yeah. No read, no write. Listen. What's listen? Oh, I don't remember what's listen in Spanish. I don't remember. Escuchar? I don't know. These are professionals. They want to fight, I'm sure. Thank you. They're professionals, bro. I'm telling you, Bob Arum is the reason, bro. Like I said, they all do it. I agree with Tech 100%, but I think Bob Arum does it a little more. He stops his own fighters from fighting. Escuchar, is it? Thank you, bro. Come on, man. I'm in Florida, baby. You know I know my Spanish. When Teo didn't fight Matias, people blame Matias when Teo went on the fight to Jermaine. Really? I thought it was the opposite, supporter. For my Escucho. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, bro. At least most of them. He said, really, support. I heard the opposite, bro. I thought people were blaming Teo. Like, I put that comment on, somebody was like, oh, nobody wants to fight Matias. Nobody wants to fight Matias. And I said, bro, am I the only person that remembers that Teofimo and Matias were supposed to fight in February? When they fought in February, they're supposed to fight in February. Remember Matias hurt his hand. And people were speculating, saying that it was a fake hand injury. I don't know. Unless I see undeniable proof that somebody's faking something, I'm a believer. I think he did injure his hand. And the fight got called off. But it's not Teofimo's fault. That's why Teofimo fought Jermaine Ortiz in February. And then Gary Antoine Russell, granted it's a little late and it's a little recent, but he said he'll fight Subriel Matias. So all these people that come out and say Subriel Matias is a boogeyman and nobody wants to fight him, I could tell you 2 fighters that want to fight him right now. Teofimo showed it. Now, unless you don't believe that the negotiations were genuine, that's another story. But Teofimo, for all intents and purposes, he was supposed to fight Subriel Matias. So once again, there's people with these what's the word I'm looking for? People with these uninformed and often misinformed conclusions that are talking about stuff. Like, I'm not saying that people want to fight Subriel Matias. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everybody wants to fight him, but there's people that want to fight him for sure. Can't punch through a wet paper bag, Jermaine. Yeah, facts. He said, I said, what you talking about, Maurice? Yeah, I think they all want to fight, man. But it's just funny when some certain fighters don't fight. They're so quick and adamant about blaming a certain fighter. That's the only thing I don't like that, man. I don't think Naya Inoue ducked Akhmadaliev, but I also don't think Tank ducked Lomachenko. I don't think Lomachenko ducked Tank or Shakur either. I think it's Bob Arum. Give me a second, chat. Oh man. Yeah, man. So I just think that man, a lot of these fights, a lot of times these people are misjudged, and purposefully too. People have an agenda, man. People don't like to tell the truth on the internet. So yeah, man, I just think, man, I just get hyped about that. But yeah, let's talk about, okay. So Subriel Matias, I think supporters said he had Subriel Matias stopping Liam Paro en la mañana, en la noche de la mañana. I think tomorrow night. I think Liam Paro, like I said, when the fight was first made, I was excited about it, and I thought Liam Paro had a very good chance. You know, I think he's a slick, elusive fighter. But my question was, I don't know if he could sustain that slickness, and I don't know if he's slick enough to not get sucked into a war or elongated exchange, you know, or trade or punches, because that's what Subriel does, right? He eventually makes it a war. He eventually forces you to engage in a firefight, and you know, he usually he bets on himself being stronger, tougher, you know, more durable, and a better banger than his opponent, and he's usually right. You know, he was only wrong one time, and that was against Petros Ananian, and then he avenged that loss. So, you know, the closer I got to the fight, and then when I saw the weigh-in today, I saw Liam Paro. He looked. I didn't know he was so much smaller than him. Like, I knew he was a little smaller than Subriel Matias, but he looked definitively smaller than Matias. And I think, unfortunately for Liam Paro, I don't think it's going to go well. Like I said, I always gave him a chance. Going into it, I thought it was like 65-35 in favor of Matias. Now I think it's like probably like 80-20 in favor of Matias. I have him winning by, I say, 7th or 8th round stoppage. But it'll be nice, man, if Liam Paro could upset us. And like I said, he can. He's a slick fighter. He has power. He's, you know, and I just don't know if he can sustain. I don't know if he's slick enough, number one, and I don't know if he can sustain that evasiveness for that long. That was my biggest issue, because everything else Liam Paro pretty much has. Like I said, he's slick enough and he's strong. Definitely has a power. You can ask Montana Love and what's that, Brock, whatever that dude's name was they beat. Frank looked drained. Yes, Frank looked drained too. I was gonna get to that. Frank looked drained too. Face was sunken, the eyes were too slurring. I agree. Frank looked drained too. Can't punch through a wet paper bag. Yeah, Jermaine. Yeah. Can Paro be slick for 12 rounds? Exact. That's the part. That's the part that I'm wondering. I don't know if he can, and I doubt he can, man. And I think Liam Paro, like I said, man, the closer we got to the fight, I kind of lean more towards Subriel, man. And I already had Subriel winning slightly, you know, but like I said, I thought it was like 65-35 in favor of Matias. Now I'm like 80-20 in favor of Matias. I'm not sure how much of a chance Liam Paro has, but I would love to see the upset, man. Not because I dislike Subriel. I like Subriel Matias. I like Liam Paro too. I just think I like, sometimes I like upsets. Like even with Tank and Frank, you know, if Frank wins, I'm going for Tank. Tank's one of my favorite fighters right now. But if Frank wins, I like Frank too. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be mad at that. I'll shake up the box world just like with Ryan Garcia. I definitely like Ryan Garcia more than I like Devin Haney. I don't really care for Haney's like that. But you know, outside of the cheating shit, I was happy with that. You know, but even with Gvozdyk, you know what? I'd probably be most upset at a David Benavidez upset. If Gvozdyk beats Benavidez, that probably hurt me the most. Not because I like David Benavidez more than I like David Benavidez a lot, but not because I like him more than Tank. It's just I feel like that'd be the most surprising, because I think on paper, the person that's most equipped to make an upset is Frank Martin. Out of Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro, Dave Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk, Frank Martin, Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. I think on paper, Frank Martin is the closest. You know, and even and that's reiterated by the rankings, right? He's the closest as it pertains to rank on the sanctioning bodies. However, rank doesn't mean everything, but you know, just that's just something to. It doesn't mean it definitely doesn't mean nothing, but it doesn't mean everything. So I think on paper, Frank Martin, in addition to other things like skill set and stuff, he's the closest to being a comparable matchup on paper, in my opinion, my humble opinion. But in actuality, I think Gvozdyk has the best chance to upset Dave Benavidez, and that was until I heard Jim Lampley's story and what Gvozdyk openly admitted. You know, that made me change my mind and stuff like that. Like, it didn't matter to me that Dave Benavidez won the sparring sessions, quote unquote, won the sparring sessions. I mean, you can't, you know, sparring is sparring. It doesn't mean everything. But the way that he said he won, and the fact that he said he took away his jab, that's what scares me, because I looked at Gvozdyk as a better boxer. You take away a better boxer's jab, then you basically nullified them, you know. So Davis stops Gvozdyk probably. Yeah, I think you might be right. I got Matias either later or early. If Paro is as drained as I think he is, it happens early. If he can move for a while, the boxer lasts longer. That's a fact. Can probably, yeah. My prediction for Paro and Matias is, I say Matias by 8 in 8. I say Gvozdyk. I say Benavidez beats Gvozdyk in 11. I say 10, and I say Tank. Tank is the one I don't know. Like I said, I think that's a. I'll say Tank and I'll say Tank by in 9. Smoochie in the building. I'll say Tank in 9. But yeah, so these fights are going crazy, man. We have a lot of great fights to watch, and I'm excited for it, man. You know, I was just a little put off by freaking Bob Arum today, so I had to let my feelings be known, man. That shit pissed me off, man. I love balance, and I love consistency, and I love being objective. I know everybody's not capable of that. That's why I'm doing what I do, and that's why we're able to talk good boxing, you know what I'm saying, between myself, Illuminati, Tech, Smoochie, and everybody else, you know what I'm saying, and Supporter. We're able to talk good boxing. Everybody's not capable of that. That's why that means they have a purpose too, right? You know, even the assholes, you know. Somebody got to let the shit out. Somebody got to spew the shit. That's what the assholes are there for. But I'll be lying if I say it doesn't annoy me and I don't notice it. You know, so like, yeah, I'm so hyped for tomorrow too, galore. When there was a fight today too in England, I don't remember the dude's name. I know his opponent, Steve Woodall. He got the upset. I didn't watch the fight though. Woodall upset. I don't remember. Laron something. That was a fight earlier today. That happened in England. I was gonna watch it, but I caught a little bit of it. I was doing some stuff, mainly dropping videos about Inoue and Ahmad. The fight is not gonna happen. I thought that fight was gonna be a good fight. And like I said, it could still happen. He could change his mind, you know. But I thought that fight was great, man. I thought that fight would have been great. But yeah, tomorrow is gonna. I'm hyped for it, man. Not those are just the 3 big fights, right? I'm really looking forward to Gary Antoine Russell versus Albert Puello. That's gonna be a fire fight as well. You know, Albert Puello will be undefeated, longer, rangier fighter. You know, Gary Antoine Russell has to lock in, man. He has to show that greatness. And then what else? Somebody else. Carlos Adames versus Terrell Guasha. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. That should be a good one too. Is there any Prosecco in that OJ? I got a little Crown, man. Crown Peach. Yes, Sirski. I saw that. I haven't watched it either. Been debating these Saturday fights all day. I'm telling you. What about Gary versus Puello? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Who do I have? I have Gary Antoine Russell. I like Gary Antoine Russell a lot. To me, the thing about, like I said, Gary Antoine Russell, to me, he shows glimpses. But this is like what the Russells do, right? You know, I think they're shout out to the boxing families out there, man. Gary Antoine Russell, Gary Russell Jr., Gary Anthony Russell, all the Russells. It's just like the Smiths, right? Callum Smith, Liam Smith, Paul Smith. Shout out to all the boxing families out there. Even the Inoues, Naya Inoue, Takuma Inoue, Koki Inoue. Shout out to boxing families, man. You know what I'm saying? They have a mean pedigree. I think they should be celebrated more. But Gary Antoine Russell, you know, the stigma with him and his family is that they don't win the big one. Not really Gary Antoine Russell specifically and individually, but as a whole, holistically, they say that the Russell family, they lose the big ones. Rest in peace to Papa Russell, their father. But I think Gary Antoine Russell wins this one. I think he does struggle because, like I said, Gary Antoine Russell shows glimpses of greatness. Like sometimes he looks like he can't even be hit. He's elusive. Like I'm talking about like damn near Jerron Boots level, Jerron Boots in his level elusiveness and evasiveness and slickness. But then sometimes he gets hit out of nowhere because I don't know if he just has mental lapses or he just decides to trade or what. But he has power too. That's the thing. So, he likes to bang, he likes to fight, so it could go either way. I could honestly see Puello outpointing him all night. But I'll be honest too, that'll be a shot in the dark for me because I only watched Puello's highlights. I'm not too familiar with Albert Puello. So I'm going with the fighter that I know that I'm familiar with the most, and I'm going with so I'll be Gary Antoine Russell. Gary gonna put on a clinic. Book it. Hey, I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right. How about Elijah Garcia versus Caron Davis? Is Caron Davis? Is that the one that's no? Somebody's fighting Keyshawn Davis's brother. That's Kevin something. Kevin, who they call the sparring king, Kevin something. He's fighting Keyshawn Davis's brother. Caron Davis and Elijah Garcia. I don't know much about. I've seen one fight of each. I don't know. That's a. I'm not sure on that one. I wouldn't bet on that one. I'm not sure about that one. If there is, that's some more. Gary gonna put on a clinic. Hope you're right. That's a great fight. Yeah, I think it's a good fight. I don't know who wins. Elijah Garcia, and I think it's a good fight. I don't know who wins that one. I seen them both fight, but I haven't seen enough to where I feel like I could confidently make a give a prediction or a hypothesis. But you know what? Who else is fighting on the Liam Paro Subriel Matias card? Somebody else was fighting that I was interested in. The homecoming for the Boricua, Puerto Rican homecoming. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that fight as well, man. I'm just hoping that, unfortunately, I think that fight is going to clash with something. I'm hoping it's not with the Tank versus Frank, though. But I'm thinking that Subriel Matias and Liam Paro will probably be in the ring at the same time. Gvozdyk and Benavidez will be in the ring. I'm just hoping that it's not, I'm hoping that it's not the same time as Liam Paro. As Frank and Tank. Tank versus Frank. I don't want that to clash, but inevitably they're gonna clash. I just don't know which one. I think that the Tank versus Frank card overall is a more competitive card. That's why I'm thinking that the main event, Subriel Matias and Liam Paro, will come out around the same time as the co-main event for Tank versus Frank, which is Dave Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Lots of homework. I'm on a 2-week vacation. I've been geeking out on these fights. Yeah, who you got, bro? I know you said you have Subriel. You said you have Dave Benavidez. Who you have, Tank versus Frank? I don't think you said that. Who you got, brother? I know you said that Frank looked drained, so I'm assuming that you're leaning towards Tank, but Tank and Frank aren't main event, though. Yes, they are. What you mean they're not main event? What you mean they are? Who's the main event, Kendrick? You crazy? The only person that Tank will be fighting on the same card on and him not be main event is probably Canelo. Who do you think is the main event? You sleep. I got the A side on all fights. Yeah, me too. Par with the best chance of upset. Yeah, I think Frank has the best chance of an upset, but yeah. So we're close. We're pretty much even on that. Pretty much a concurrence on that one. I don't know if you trolling, Kendrick, or you being for real. Who's the main event, bro? Who's the main event, bro? Yeah, you sleep. I think you trolling though. My boy K. Anybody want to join, man? Feel free to join, man. Anybody want to join? The Discord is there. For the folks who think Frank is going to win, can you tell me what exactly that he does better than GTT? Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know what that's why. So the reason why I think that he could win, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know what he does, but we're hoping. I think the people that think he's gonna win are hoping that he's a slicker boxer than Tank. But I feel like they didn't watch Tank versus Pitbull. Like, there's very few fighters I think are more technically sound than Tank. It's just so, people are so enamored and infatuated with Tank's knockouts. They miss the nuances of his game. They miss the fact that he's downloaded intel on his opponents. The fact that he consciously sets traps for his opponents. He consciously times them based off their patterns or recognizes patterns. you know what I'm saying, in his opponent. So I don't know what people be watching, but you know, I think that people are just so hyped up about his knockouts. They don't appreciate the boxing clinics that he also puts on as well. So I think that they're misguided when they say that Frank Martin is slicker. But I will say this though, I don't think he's slicker than Tank, but I do think he may be the slickest fighter that Tank's fought. So that's what I'm, you know, that's what I'm kind of like, we'll see. But I have Tank. With that said, I have Tank. Frank is not slick to me. He's explosive as athletic. That's different. I don't think he was slick against Arum too much. I thought he was pretty slick against Michael Rivera. I like the way he got on the inside, going to the body. I thought he was pretty slick against Michael Rivera, but he's not slick all the time. I agree. I thought his Arum Hunter performance was kind of mediocre, but I did think he was pretty. I thought he was handling those punches from Michael Rivera and catching them punches, and you know what I'm saying, avoiding the punches pretty well against Michael Rivera. Never mind, I didn't realize they had co-main events with Benavidez. Yeah, you wildin'. Tank has a better power, footwork, hand speed is almost even. And shit, I think he even has better hand speed. Tank is actually the better at saying facts, patience, and countering facts. I agree with all that. I think he has better power too. And you know, I saw somebody saying, I want to say it was Cameron and Mace. No disrespect to them. They do their thing, and you know, and sometimes I'd be forgetting how much I pay attention to boxing, how much we pay attention to boxing, and we dive into it and break it down analytically. But he said that he never seen Tank not be the bully, and I was like, that's so not true. You know, he said he just walks through guys. I was like, no, Ryan Garcia was approaching Tank the whole time, he was trying to overwhelm him. Same with Rolly Romero. Same with Esau Pitbull Cruz. Same with Mario Barrios. He was down against Mario Barrios. But, you know, it's like a lot of times, that's just what people, you know, disrespect to them, you know, but it's when you see something and you watch a TikTok clip and you think that you know the whole fighter. But a lot of people do that, you know, experts do that too. So, you know, I mean, maybe I'm guilty of that sometimes too, but I just try but I think that's the research scientist in me though. You know what I'm talking about, Kendrick? That's the research scientist in me, man. That's the grad school in me, Tech. You feel me? Like, I like to do my due diligence, man. You know, when I write papers, I have to send it through this. When I send a paper or publication in a scientific journal, it has so many steps, so many barriers, so many roadblocks where I have to get proofread, where I have to prove what I'm saying, where I get checked on this. Maybe that's why I'm so meticulous and so good at debating, because that's what I'm used to doing. I'm used to proving what I believe. I can't just feel a certain way and say, or think something and be like, oh, because I feel that way. No, I have to prove, or at least give a good reason as to why, or some type of justification to validate how I feel or what I'm saying. A lot of people don't do that. They just feel like, oh, you know, I woke up and felt like this, so it must be right. No, bitch, you gotta look. You know what I'm saying? You can't just watch a clip of Tank knocking out Mario Barrios and think that he was bullying Mario Barrios the whole fight. No. You gotta watch the whole fight, brother. You feel me? You gotta watch the whole thing, man. You over here trying to read the cliff notes, the spark notes. No, watch the movie, read the book. You feel me? You gotta do it, bro. Put in that work, man, and just be quiet. Everybody want to be an expert without being an expert. You feel me? You know, sometimes I'm guilty of that too. You know what I'm saying? I'll be lying if I said I watched all the fights. I don't watch all the fights. You know, unless it's like, you know, Canelo. I would like to say Canelo. I've probably seen over half of his fights. He has 60-something fights. I've probably seen over half of his fights. Tank, I've probably seen over half of his fights. But a lot of fighters, I probably see them fight 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? They're not big fighters. But yeah, man, I definitely do my due diligence. Tank has a better facts. Tank has better IQ too. Facts. Cam and Mace know nothing about boxing. Yeah, that's a fact. But you know, but people will think that they do. And no disrespect, and that's okay, because they deserve that. You know what I'm saying? They earned that. You know, they got a big platform. That's what big platforms do. You know, so I'm not knocking it, because I'm sure if someone come in here and ask me about something that well, that's the difference between me though. I would tell you straight up, I don't know nothing, because I don't think there's any shame of not knowing something. You know what I'm saying? If I'm supposed to know something, I don't know it, then yeah, there's shame. But a lot of times I don't be feeling bad about not knowing something, because I feel like that's a sign of my wisdom. The fact that I recognize that I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. You know how much time it takes? You know how much time is consumed trying to know something? Trying to really know something? I don't want to know everything. I ain't got that much time. You feel me? I ain't got that much time to want to know everything. No, sir. Not your boy. I'm good. I don't even want to know everything. I want to know the shit that I'm interested in knowing. That's it. Tank can fight better going forward and definitely moving back. Yep, definitely moving backwards too. Frank can't fight off the back foot. That's a good point. What fight made you say that? Because I'm in agreement, but I'm not certain that. What the fuck? I'm not certain that I feel confident enough. I can't give you an example of why I feel that way. I more so feel like that off of inclination. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say that I have anything to back that up. But I do agree. I just don't. I'm just trying to, like, you know, I like to give examples and stuff. I'm not sure if I have, like, but I do feel that way though, for sure. Especially off the back foot. I definitely feel that way. I like Frank. I know I sound like a hater, but Frank is a natural 140. He has to drain himself too much to make 135, and therefore isn't as fresh at 130. Now, I don't think you sound like a hater. I think you sound like somebody who's breaking down the fight. I don't think it's like, you know, it's like when I ain't gonna lie. This sound on the surface, it sounds like hating, but it's not. So I heard, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Chris Algieri, right? When they were talking about the Adrian Broner and Blair Cox fight, and Adrian Broner, he was like, Adrian Broner might be the worst 4-division champion. And of course, people naturally, because they're assholes and they're ignorant, they say, "Oh, Chris Algieri, it's crazy that you're talking trash about somebody who has a better resume than you." That's not the point. So I want to understand this. So let me get this right. So Chris Algieri, who's a champion, he's not allowed to critique a boxer because they have a better resume than him. But you, who haven't boxed or and wouldn't bust a grape in a food fight, probably never the most confrontational you've been is on Twitter. So you could have an opinion and you could critique a boxer, but a boxer who is now being paid as a boxing analyst, a champion level boxer who's now being paid as a boxing analyst and compensated as a boxing analyst, he can't critique a boxer? If anything, he should be the only person critiquing Adrian Broner. And that's number one. Number two, most importantly, I didn't see what he said as being disrespectful. If you just listen to it, yeah, Adrian Broner is the worst 4-division champion in boxing history. That sounds like disrespect. But if you listen to what he's saying no, that's not a knock. But somebody got to be the worst and somebody got to be the best. So that's like saying, let me say it in a better way. Out of all the MVPs in the NBA, LeBron James is one of the best. Out of all, let's go finals MVPs. Out of all the finals MVPs in the NBA, Michael Jordan is probably the best. Shaquille O'Neal is probably the best. Larry Bird is probably the best. LeBron's probably the best. Andre Iguodala is probably one of the worst. But that's like saying you're the worst of the best. You see what I'm saying? You got to be very good to be a champion. You got to be very good to be a finals MVP candidate or even nominated. So saying that you're the worst of the best it sounds disrespectful but if you actually apply some damn logic and apply some of your brain cells before you just respond off of emotion, it's not really disrespect. And so I say all that to say that I don't think you're being disrespectful, Tech. I think you're just saying your opinion. I just think people are just dumb and they think that if you critique somebody, it's disrespect because they're coming from a place of disrespect when they critique somebody. There's such thing as constructive criticism. Critiques don't have to be bad. Hey, yo. Bro, my chat just messed up, bro. I don't know what's going on with Restream right now. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. I just lost my chat. Let me pull up my phone. He said, let me catch up. Yeah, my chat. Oh, my gosh. Restream stripper. All right, let me catch. I got to pull my phone. Tank has better defense, too. Okay. Tank's earlier fights, he went after dudes. Then he learned patience as he grew as a fighter. Check out Tank in his last 10 fights. He went after dudes. Facts. Get him. Facts. Tech. We just got to get him, bro. Doc taking him to the woodshed. Got to take him to the woodshed, bro. They be so... Bro, that's what I say, Tech. I'm not trying to be mean, and I don't like to brag or nothing, but I'm not saying I'm the smartest person. But I try not to be dumb. And that's what is important, bro. Like, I don't want to be dumb. Some people are okay with being dumb, but then they also want to pretend like they're right. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever think I'm the smartest, but I damn sure know I'm not the dumbest. So it's just like, you just try, bro. Just try to apply some logic. I promise. If you, like, a lot of people are dumb by choice. You're not dumb because you lack the ineptitude to think, or the ability to think, or the aptitude to learn. You're just dumb because you choose to be. You choose it. Most people that are dumb, they choose to be. So I don't think that there's anything. People shouldn't even be worried about being called a hater unless that's where you're coming from in your heart. You're coming from a place of malice, then of course you're gonna be a hater. But critique, bro, I think Naya Inoue will beat Akhmadaliev. Am I hating on Akhmadaliev? Because I think the arguably number 1, 2, or 3 pound for pound fighter would beat him? Is that hate? I think Tank's gonna beat Frank Martin, but I also think Frank Martin's a good fighter. Am I hating on Frank Martin? I think Liam Paro could upset Subriel Matias. If I say that, then here come the Subriel Matias fans saying, "Oh, you hating on Subriel Matias? You tripping, bro? You don't like him because you're black and he's Hispanic." They're gonna go off the deep end. I think Subriel Matias is gonna win, but I think Liam Paro is a good competitor. I don't know, man. Iggy catches straight. Iggy caught a stray. It's crazy. Oh man, my bad, Iggy, Iggy. You know, I just use, but Iggy's a beast. What did my boy Max Kellerman say? If I want a final shot with the game tied in clutch time, give me Iguodala. I want Iguodala. Shout out to my boy Max Kellerman, man. That's my favorite boxing analyst of all time, man. I rock with Max, man. Shout out to Max Kellerman, man. Max Kellerman, Jim Lampley, Roy Jones. I like Chris Algieri a lot too, so I wasn't just going for at his defense though because I like him. You know, I think Chris Algieri does a great job. And shout out to them for not responding. Maybe I need to stop responding to comments as much. I just need to say what I say and know that I'm not coming out of bed. You know, but I ain't gonna lie. I like to respond. I need to stop that though. Frank is top 5 in his division for a reason, facts. But when he started talking top 2 or 3, the gap gets bigger. When we start talking top 2 or 3, the gap gets bigger than it is between 4 and 10. Yes, it's kind of like the weight. You know, it's not the same thing. It's not apples and apples, but it's like apples and oranges. It's like losing weight. Like we were just talking about losing weight when you said Frank should be at 140. Bro, every pound counts. But the first 10 pounds that you're losing, I don't know if anybody ever boxed before or tried it. You don't even need to box. If you're going on a diet and you set a goal, you want to lose 20 pounds. The first 10 pounds is going to be easier than losing the last 10 pounds. The first 12 pounds is going to be a lot easier than losing the last 8 pounds. That last 18 pounds, if you're trying to lose 20 pounds, is going to be a whole lot easier than the last 2 pounds. Especially like when I used to box, bro. When I boxed at the amateur level, I still had to make weight. When I was trying to weight cut to 140, you know, I'm a natural. I walk around with like 150. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little heavier than that now. But when I was boxing, I walked around like 148, 150. I didn't weigh that much. But getting down to 141, that was hard. Getting down to 142, 43, that's easy. 141, 140, 139. That's the part where I got to start eating egg whites. You know what I'm saying? I got to eat twice. I got to only eat once a day, you know, and pick little food. I got to start going to the sauna. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't got to go to the sauna for the first 5 pounds. All I got to do is jog. So, yeah, so same thing. Once you get closer to your goal, naturally it's going to get harder. So, like, the gap between 4 through 10 in the rankings is going to be a little closer, a little more interchangeable, you know, than it is between 1 and even 2 sometimes. You know, sometimes we get blessed and we get a 1 and 2 like Usyk and Fury. But a lot of times, even the 1 and 2 is a big-ass gap. It is what it is. Like Naya Inoue. Naya Inoue is levels above everybody. So that's why I got so pissed off with Bob Arum talking about Akhmadaliev is a nobody. Naya Inoue, you don't know anybody down there besides Naya Inoue and probably 2 other motherfuckers, man. Stop it, bro. Don't nobody know nobody under 126 and under. Don't nobody know him except for 3 people. Why you think Bruce Shushu Carrington has 10 damn fights and he's like the biggest star outside of Naya Inoue? Sorry, he has 11 fights. Come on, man. The man Bruce Shushu Carrington has 11 fights and he's like the biggest star. Come on, man. The Celtics need help from. Hey, don't you go off. Hey, Lee Carroll. I almost called her Carol. Leave Caitlyn out of this, man. They just won their last game, too. I think they played Atlanta Dream, and Aaliyah Boston went out. Caitlin Clark didn't have a good game. She had a bad game, a terrible game. But Aaliyah Boston went crazy. Former #1 pick. Yo, my internet is tripping. Is y'all internet tripping? I can't even get online. But it's crazy. I'm streaming right now. I'm streaming fine. I can't. My browser's not opening. So hey, if my chat goes off, it's because my internet went out. I can't even get on YouTube. What the freak? What's going on? I can't open up my browser, so that's probably why my restream closed. Caitlin for 3, Celtics win. Talk to him. Mass pissing me off. They should have played like this last game, yeah. But you know how that go, Kendrick. The closeout game, there's desperation. You got it's now or never type stuff, back against the wall type stuff. Your internet's good? Dang, what's going on with mine, bro? I can't even open up a browser right now. But it's crazy. I'm online. I'm still live. Like my OBS has shut down my restream. What the hell? Let me find out my computer got a virus. Oh Lord. Frank looked dead on the scale. That's why he needed to sit down. Yeah. Oh yeah. You saw him. You saw him, man. These guys, man. These ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, they keep cutting all this weight, man. Just fight at the rank. Just fight at the division that you most comfortable at, man. Stop trying to not cut corners, but stop trying to put yourself in a situation that's so advantageous that it becomes disadvantageous. A lot of people want to be bigger than everybody in their weight class, and then eventually it's gonna catch up to you, and now you're gonna cut too much weight, and now you can't supplement for the weight cut, and you're going against a monster. Cause that's when people be talking about Tank, man. Like I said, I like Tank. Tank is one of my favorite fighters. My 3 top favorite. If I had to say my top 3 favorite fighters right now, it's probably Tank, Canelo, and Junto Nakatani. I like those 3. But I like Caleb Plant a lot too. He's probably my favorite fighter, super middleweight, besides Canelo. I don't know. I have a lot of favorite fighters, man. Oh, I like Bud a lot too. I might take that back. My top 3 probably be Tank, Canelo, and Bud, probably. Caleb Plant and Junto Nakatani somewhere in there. Oh, I like Isaac Pipa Cruz. Anyway, the point I'm making is that the point that I'm making is that. Damn, I forgot the point I was making. Hey, we gonna run these commercials real quick, man. Shout out to all my members, man. Let's get these members up, man. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like the video too. Get them likes up. Shout out to my members, man. Run this ad real quick. Let me try to get my thoughts together. Remember what the hell I was talking about.
Yo, it's Dr. Boxing Talk. Y'all know what it is, man. We in the building, man. The doctor's in the house. I just want to thank y'all for real, man, from the bottom of my heart. For even considering becoming a member, and just want to let you know how much it means to me. That support means a whole lot, man. Always thank God and I always keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that y'all appreciate the authenticity and me being genuine with all my boxing takes. You know what I'm saying? I have my PhD in engineering. Yes, I'm really a doctor, which is just an example and a testimony to how we keep everything real, to keep everything funky, man. And y'all appreciate that. So that really goes a long way to me. And that support goes a long way to keep the lights on, man, and all that stuff. So without that support, I wouldn't be able to do these videos. I left a lot of money on the table, to pursue my dream of content creation, especially in the boxing realm, in the boxing space, as opposed to going and getting a job in industry or academia and making money using my degrees. I decided to chase my dreams. You know what I'm saying? And I just took a leap of faith, and and put God first. And I give y'all genuine takes, and y'all really appreciate that. So that means a whole lot to me. I'm not gonna keep you up any longer. I'm not gonna hold you up any longer, but I just want to say thank you for considering being a member, because without y'all, then this channel wouldn't be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Without that support, and this is what y'all do too, right here, man. You see these big monsters right here? You see these monsters right here? That's Bandit right there, and that's Kimba, man. They eat a whole lot. You know what I'm talking about? So that helps put food on their plate and mine too. So thank y'all, man. Big salute. Love y'all. Remember, with God we can do anything. Without God we are nothing. I appreciate the members, man. Thank you.
I remember what I was gonna say. He said you had me laughing, Kendrick, when you said P favorite fighters. Whoever fighting is crazy. That's a fact. But I was gonna say that Gervonta, right? I like Gervonta, but what I like about him is that I believe him. So when he says that he could fight at 135, I believe that's his natural weight. When he says, and Leonard Ellerby says, and Coach Calvin Ford and Coach Ken Ellis say that if Tank wants to get to 130, he could do it, I believe him. A lot of fighters can't say the same. So a lot of fighters are fight at certain weight because they know that they have an extreme advantage. Like, as much as I like David Benavidez, I think he does that too. He takes it. It was nothing wrong with that. If you could get away with it, you can do it. You know, if your body can lose that weight and put it on effectively and still be fully functional, then do it. But I think that he also, I think he should have been left 168 if you talk about the weight value. You know, so just predicated off the weight alone, I think he was too big for 168 for a while. You know, same with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? What he did to Regis Prograis was crazy. You know, but he could do it. If you could pull it off, you could do it. But I'm saying that a lot of fighters, and like you said with Tech, with Frank Martin, a lot of fighters will try to go down as far as they can, so they have an advantage, so they're bigger than the guy, you know, that they're fighting. But I believe Tank. I think Tank really fights naturally at 135, which is when he went to 140 against Barrios, which is why another reason why Barrios was kind of bullying him around the ring at first, you know, beating him at first, is because that's big for him. You know, Tank is a small guy, so I like when I believe fighters, and that's why I like Tank so much, because I feel like he is a natural 135. I feel like even Canelo, I think he's a natural 168. When he goes up to 175, he's really trying to challenge himself. So I like fighters that do that, you know. And so even Naoya Inoue, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest with you. I think Naoya Inoue 126 may just be too big for Naoya Inoue. I'm not, because the weight disparity is only 4 pounds, so it's not gonna be that drastic. But hey, there's gonna be a time. Hey, there's a cutoff point somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's as small as 1 pound. It might even be as small as 0.5 pounds whenever you find it. But there's a cutoff. There's a cutoff somewhere. There's a place where it's going to be too big and too small, and that differential might just be a half a pound. You know, I'm not sure if 126 is it, but 126 could be it. But my point is that I like that because they don't get caught up in, oh, I have to go up to this weight class. I have to be a champion in this weight class to be, in multiple weight classes to be great. I tell people all the time, man, you do not carve out your own path. There's so many paths to greatness, especially in this day and age, man. We got people like Jake Paul, no disrespect, big salute. I'm actually saluting Jake Paul. His entrepreneurial skills, and he's making more money as a boxer by not fighting boxers and he's making more money than most boxers, a large majority of boxers, and he's not even boxing boxers. So this, you can really do what you want to do. So you don't have to be an 8 division champion like Pacquiao to be a legend. You don't have to have 20 title defenses in the same division like Bernard Hopkins to be a legend. You don't have to be undisputed like Terrence Crawford and Naoya Inoue to be a legend. Floyd was never undisputed. He's considered the GOAT, or not one of the GOATs. Muhammad Ali's already at heavyweight, so he didn't go through multiple divisions to be a champion. I know that's a bad example because you can't get any higher than heavyweight, but that's the point. The point is that I selected that heavyweight division intentionally to show you that you don't have to go all multiple divisions. You know what I'm saying? Naoya Inoue is and Terrence Crawford, they are undisputed. But you don't have to be. You don't have, there's not just one way to skin the cat, especially when it comes to greatness. You could be great not only in your own right, but you can be great to the masses by just doing stuff your way. So with like these fighters that be trying to kill themselves to do this or do that and make themselves uncomfortable, is like, to me, it's not scared, but it's a trying to get an unfair advantage is a sort of cowardice. You know what I'm saying? And that's what being big, that's what draining yourself is, to come in huge. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You could not like me for it. Draining yourself to make a weight class and blowing up, at the end of the day, it's a form of cowardice. It is, because you're trying to get the biggest advantage that you can, and you should try to get the biggest advantage you can, but it should be without playing somebody, outperforming somebody, not necessarily just being more massive than somebody, you know. And that's just what it is. You could like me for saying it or not, you know. People get mad at rehydration. It's just funny, like, society just gets mad at the wrong shit. Like, you can get mad at rehydration clauses. You should get more mad at the people that are struggling to abide by rehydration clauses. You should be more mad at the people that need a rehydration clause implemented. You should be more mad at the people that their opponents find it necessary to even apply a rehydration clause, because they're trying to manipulate the system. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you get mad at me if you want to. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just telling you what it is, man. I mean, look at Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. More people are mad at Devin Haney for getting his ass whooped by somebody who had a PD in the system than they are mad at Ryan Garcia for testing positive for a banned substance. More people are mad at Devin Haney. All he did was go get his ass whooped. More people are mad at him than they are the actual person who jeopardized the integrity of the sport. The society is crazy, bro. Because the majority is dumb. The J-Cap's been good for boxing, brings more casuals that can become serious fight fans like him or not. Facts, I agree. I think Jake Paul. I'm not gonna watch it because I think it's hogwash. But I think he has been. He has been, whether you like it or not, he has been an ambassador for the sport. That's a freaking fact. Yesterday, Tank said he wants Undisputed now, and it's his to take. Yeah, he did say that. I don't know if I believe him. No, I'm not gonna lie. I know I just said. I know I just went on a tirade talking about how I believe Tank. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that part. But we'll see. I got Gvozdyk. Those 3 years off healed his body, and those 3 tune-ups helped him. Yeah, he had 3 tune-ups. That's a fact. A lot of people don't know he's on 3 fight streaks since his loss to Benavidez. Even though, you know, he took what, 4-year hiatus? 2 year? I don't remember. Oh, 3 years. You said 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. My bad. He didn't look like a 37-year-old in those fights. Nah, he looks good. I agree that he didn't look 37 in those 3 tune-ups, but he was supposed to. Yeah, he was supposed to look good. That's a fact, too. If Tank gets Undisputed at 135, is it on the same level as Haney's Undisputed? That's a good question. I would say yes. But as you know, the reason why I would say yes, Kendrick, and some people would challenge this, you know, but I want to know how you feel, and everybody in the chat. Who's the champion at 135? It's Tank, Shakur, Denis Berichick, and is the other one Venkit, or am I missing somebody? I'm missing somebody. But my point is, he has to get it from multiple places. No disrespect, and this is not knocking it because it doesn't make it any less. But it's just a fact. Devin Haney essentially got it from Kambosos alone. I think it's a little more impressive. Not saying this anymore. I'm not discrediting anybody. Let me emphasize that and reiterate that. I'm not discrediting anybody's path to Undisputed because any path to Undisputed is valid. And it's impressive, and it's spectacular alone. However, I think it's more impressive if you have to acquire them from different champions. As opposed to... So, for example, let me ask you this. Would it be more impressive for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence? Terrence Crawford to get his belts Undisputed for Errol Spence, essentially, because he had 3 and Terrence Crawford had 1? Or would it be more impressive for Terrence Crawford to have gotten it from Errol Spence, Sean Porter, and then Keith Thurman? Or Danny Garcia. Naya Inoue. His next opponent, Canelo Alvarez. Their next opponents, they're going to get Undisputed from beating them. Would it be more impressive for you getting 1 win and getting Undisputed? Or would it be more impressive if Naya Inoue beat Marlon Tapales, Ahmed Dalia for another championship? He would beat Stephen Folter for another championship. Which one's more impressive? To me, the one where you got to get it. You know what I'm talking about? That's just me personally. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying anyone is invalid, but I do think one is better. You know what I'm saying? I would say yes too. Tank would have to be Shakur. Thank you, Tech. You see, that's why I rock with you. That's why you my brother. That's why you my brother, Kendrick too. That's why you my brother, Tech. Sometimes I feel like I ain't gonna lie, man. I be wanting to grow, bro. I want the channel to grow, but sometimes I feel like I gotta say more dumb shit. I be praying on it, bro. I be like, God, do I have to really ride the coattails of, maybe I just go and be a Naya Inoue fan and just say everything in favor of Naya Inoue, or just say everything in favor of Gervonta Davis, or just say everything in favor of Caleb Plant. No, not he's not a big enough fighter. Let's say everything in favor of Lomachenko, or say everything in favor of Canelo. And then maybe my channel will grow. Maybe that's the cheat code of growing. You know, you just gotta be essentially an idiot who just thinks that one fighter is infallible and he's perfect, and every other fighter is just trash. Maybe that's what I gotta do. I'm just saying, Haney had the lineal Undisputed, Tank getting hits for people that fought for vacant titles. I mean, that's a fair argument, but I'm gonna be honest too, Kendrick. I don't knock fighting for vacant. As long as you fight for it and it's not emailed, I don't care about fighting for vacancies or it has a title. To me, somebody has to have it, whether it's vacant or not. A lot of times it's vacant because somebody vacated it. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe somebody won that didn't make weight. Ryan Garcia, Dave Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? So the count it goes on and on. You know, maybe they just were disqualified from being able to get the title or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, I guess Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney wasn't a good example because Devin Haney still retained his title. But you get the picture I'm trying to paint. So I don't think anything's wrong with fighting because a lot of times who fights for the vacant titles? The top 2 contenders. A lot of times. Excuse me. When you fight for vacant titles. Not all the time now, but a lot of times you fight for a vacant title and it's usually two good contenders. Usually, not all the time. Fake it till you make it. Yeah. So you're right. And that's the thing too. And fighting for the lineal champ, the guy who beat the guy. That's for those of you that don't know what the lineal champion is. It's the guy that beat the guy for the champion. So if I beat Kendrick and I take Kendrick has a title. I fight Kendrick. I get the title. Then Tech beats me. Then I fight Tech and Tech beats me. Then he gets a title. So he'll be the lineal champ because he beat the guy that beat the guy. But I will say this too. He did beat the guy that beat the guy. And I like Ferocious Kambosos. I think George Kambosos is sometimes underrated. However, I will say this. Yeah, you answer this question, Kendrick. Do you think Kambosos would beat Floyd? Do you think Kambosos would beat Tank? Do you think Kambosos would beat Shakur? Do you think Kambosos would beat Ryan Garcia? I know that's a little bit big, but he was at 135 when he fought Tank. So maybe Kambosos might beat Ryan Garcia, but it'll be a close fight in my opinion. Do you think Kambosos beats Isaac Pitbull Cruz? Do you think Kambosos beats I'm going to just say everybody at 135, 140. Do you think he'll beat Subriel Matias? So my point is that no disrespect to Kambosos. I think Kambosos is good. We know he won't beat Lomachenko because Lomachenko beat him. We know he won't beat Devin Haney. Devin Haney beat him. I think Kambosos is good. I think Kambosos is I've always said this. At 135 to 140, I think he was the weakest link. He's not the cream of the crop, but he's still a good fighter. If you're not a good fighter, you will not beat Kambosos. So all this stuff about him being a bozo is crazy to me because if you're not a good fighter, you're not beating Ferocious Kambosos. He's a good fighter. You can't be champion unless you're a good fighter, in my opinion. But with that being said, I think out of all the champions at 135, 140, he's probably the weakest. So the reason why would you say he's a lineal champion? Yes, but can you tell me who wouldn't have beat Kambosos? Tell me, and then I will concede to what you're saying. And that's why I say that Tank beating it. I agree with Tech. Is that he'll have to beat Shakur. He'll have to beat Denise Barachek, who just beat Emmanuel Navarrete. He has to beat multiple guys that are proven. Who has no way? Ryan Sparks George with that speed. Yeah. Who has he beat since too? Yeah, Maxie Hughes. And I like Maxie Hughes, but it is what it is. Shit, didn't think he would beat T.O. either. But that's my thought. Shit, I didn't. Yeah, and a lot of people are mad about that. I thought Kambosos won. And I think, but I will admit too, I think that Kambosos won because Teofimo severely, what's the word? He severely underestimated is the word I was looking for. He severely underestimated Kambosos. Bro, watch that fight, bro. And that's what when people say this stuff. Like, I like Teofimo Lopez, but to me, it's so funny because people who love Teofimo, they say I'm a Teofimo hater. The ones that don't like Teofimo, they say that I like Teofimo. So that's why I know I'm right up the middle. But anyway, I think Teofimo is good. I think he's the best at 140 right now. However, I'm not with that, oh, good Tio, bad Tio. No, Tio is Tio. He's inconsistent. Teofimo is very undisciplined when it comes. I'm talking about fighting style. He's not fundamentally sound, and it's crazy for an Olympian. He doesn't, his father became, who's his trainer, Teofimo Lopez Sr., said that he doesn't need a jab. What kind of ignorant shit is that? So he's not very disciplined. He's not very technical. So if you go back and watch that fight, he said, I'm going to knock out Kambosos in round 1. And if you watch that fight, you can literally see Teofimo really trying to knock this man out in round 1. And that's how he got caught. He was being from the opening bell up until the point he got knocked down. He was being very, very undisciplined, very wild, and very, very aggressive, overtly. You know what I'm saying? He was overzealous with his aggression, overtly aggressive. And that's why he got caught, because George Kambosos ain't no joke. You know what I'm talking about? So you go ahead and think Kambosos is weak if you want to. He gonna spark your ass. Kambosos deserved. He got the win. He deserved the win, and it wasn't because Teofimo had an off night. Every time Teofimo loses or has a close fight, they say he had an off night. No, that's just Teofimo. No, I'm gonna give George Kambosos the benefit of the doubt and treat him like the professional and the champion that he is, and say that he had a full camp. And he anticipated the things that he was going to do with his trainer and prepare for Teofimo, and they countered what he tried to do. Why is it when Teofimo has a close fight with Sandor Martin, oh, he had a bad night? When he does spectacular against Lomachenko, oh, that's the Teofimo we know. What? They both the Teofimo you know. He's just inconsistent. Or, which I think is a better assessment, his opponents he's easy to game plan against, which is why I think Teofimo is the best, but I think Jack Catterall stylistically matches up against Teofimo the best. I think he has the best chance at 140. I've said this as soon as Jack Catterall beat Josh Taylor. I think Jack Catterall, if he's going to be a champion, he said he wants to be a champion, right? He has championship endeavors. He needs to go pursue the Teofimo fight because I think Teofimo is the best at 140. But I think that Jack Catterall stylistically matches up with Teofimo the best and matches up against Isaac Cruz and Subriel Matias the worst. And who's the other champion at 140? Subriel Matias, Isaac Cruz, and Devin Haney. I think he matches up against them the worst because I think Teofimo is the easiest to game plan against. Because I also think he's the easiest to knock out of his game. Because his game is, you know what he's trying to do. He's trying to be faster than you, trying to be more athletic than you, trying to overwhelm you and hit you hard. He just does a good job at it. You got to be a beast to survive and outbox Isaac Cruz for 12 rounds and hurt him. You got to be a beast to do that. Facts. Every time Tio has been knocked down, it was because he got caught off balance being too. Thank you, Tech. Thank you, bro. Tio fights to his opponent's level, man. I'm not even gonna give him that, bro. I just think that Teofimo, he's kind of arrogant. That's what I think. I think he's arrogant. I don't think it's to his opponent's level. I think he's arrogant and he underestimates all his opponents. That's what I think. And that's part of being great. Floyd didn't if Floyd was fighting Pacquiao, I don't care if Floyd was fighting Pacquiao, Conor McGregor, Marcos Maidana, Sugar Shane Mosley, you know Floyd is going in tip-top shape and he's gonna give his opponents the utmost respect. I don't care if he's fighting Logan Paul. That's what makes you great. That's what makes Jordan great. That's what makes Kobe great. That's what makes Larry great. He's trying to take your head off. I don't care if he's fighting or going against another Hall of Famer or he's going against a scrub in high school. That's what makes you great. That's what makes you great, bro. It's not about being great sometimes. It's about being great consistently all the time. So to me, that's his knock. He's not there mentally. He's arrogant or whatever. Same with Tyson Fury. Right? I think Tyson Fury can be great too, but that's what I always tell people. I think Tyson Fury, you know, he gets kind of, which is coincidentally why I like him a lot, though. I like him a lot because he talks shit and he's brash and he is braggadocious and he likes to, pop off and what's the word? He like to showboat, But that cost him the Usyk fight. But that's part of him. If you take that away from him, you might not have Tyson Fury no more. Tio was raised by his dad. The arrogance he came honestly at least. That's crazy. Actually, I'm not. So I want to be clear too. I actually like Teofimo and Teofimo Senior. I like as much as I don't really care for the Haneys, I like Bill Haney, man. He's so funny, bro. I think Teofimo Senior is funny. I like those guys that are funny because whether you like it or not, you want to see what they talking about. And I think that's good for the sport, but. Yes, I think that they, not really the Haneys being as arrogant, but I think Teofimo's arrogant for sure. Loma had the night off, had the night off against Tio. That's why he lost to Tio. The Matrix didn't download the info soon enough against Tio at the cost. So hey, that Matrix, hey man, you gotta. Hey, he took the wrong pill. He should have took that blue pill. He took that red joint. he took the wrong pill, man. Loma took the wrong pill that night. But even Loma though, did Tio not look phenomenal against Josh Taylor? He looked phenomenal, man. So, I just think that Tank to me, Tank looks good in all his fights. He's the same thing. He's consistent. He quote unquote takes rounds off, which I say he's downloading his opponent at first, and then he comes on later. He does it all the time. Because that's his game plan. He's following a mold. He's following a procedure, a process that works for him. That's what I like. Devin Haney. Look, did Devin Haney fight Ryan Garcia? Let's take out. I hate referencing this fight because I feel like it's unfair because, you know, Ryan Garcia cheated and shit like that. But did Devin Haney fight Ryan Garcia the same way that he fought Lomachenko or Kambosos? No. Or Regis Prograis? No. Because Ryan Garcia successfully took him out of his game. Devin Haney was arrogant against Ryan Garcia. He literally said that he was a C-level fighter. They don't belong in the same ring. And I feel like he honestly felt that. And plus, Ryan Garcia, he lost to Tank. And Devin Haney thinks he's better and on the level of Tank and Shakur. So he felt like Ryan Garcia was embarrassed against Tank. And he felt like he only had one weapon. And I feel like that he tried to go in there instead of outboxing him. He tried to go in there and prove that, hey, man, I could beat him at his own game. I could beat him at any game, at any facet of boxing. I'm better. And he went in there trying to have a slugfest, and he got caught. But I'll be honest, too, though. I never thought Devin Haney was the best at avoiding punches either. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. I feel like that arrogant. If you take away Haney's jab, you could beat him. Well, and Ryan Garcia didn't have to. He had to take away nothing. Devin Haney met him in the middle of the ring. Like, well, what you doing? Excuse me. Sorry about that. I got no problems with fighters being arrogant. They can all whoop my ass and everyone else in the chat. I don't mind it. But when it costs you. Tech. I don't mind you being arrogant. But you can't be arrogant, and then when the arrogance backfires, then all of a sudden, oh, I had a bad night. No, you didn't. I'm not taking away anything from George Kambosos. Kambosos, he knew. He said, yeah, he's gonna. Bro, if you really watch it, Frank Martin's saying the same thing that Kambosos said. It's just that we know that Tank's more disciplined than Tio. Frank said, if Gervonta Davis comes in there wild, trying to run through him, he gonna get caught with something. That's what George Kambosos said. He said if Teofimo comes in there as aggressive as we think he's going to be mistaken. And that's what happened. He knew because he told him, because he was so arrogant, he told him his game plan. Oh, yeah, I'm going to come in there and try to knock you out the first round. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see about that. Frank Martin saying the same thing. We just know that Tank is not going to be as silly as Lomachenko. I mean, Teofimo. Yeah, so they really, I think, these fights are great, man. I can't wait till tomorrow. Good Lord willing, man. God is good, man. I'm just glad that he blesses me to be a boxing fan at this time, man. Good Lord willing, I see tomorrow. We all do it. We could enjoy those fights together, man. These fights are great, man. I be looking at this stuff and I be like, dang, man, I wish I would have kept fighting, but I went the schoolboy route. Stuck with the school. I don't regret it, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't try my best not to regret anything. But hell yeah, man, we got some good fights tomorrow, baby. Arrogance costs you eventually, always. Even the GOATs. Only Jordan's arrogance was never checked in his career when he hit his prime. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. And if you even want to ask, I mean, and if you want to be real too, Tech, I mean, I guess nobody really expected much with the Washington Wizards, but you know, I'm sure that wasn't the best time for him as a player, even though, you know, it's well documented that he didn't plan on playing. He just did it to boost the franchise up and the, you know, say market value and stuff. But I'm sure that didn't feel like, you know, he probably didn't feel the same as he did when he was in Chicago. So. And I'm not gonna lie though, I think there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance too. You know, I think, and it might be synonymous, but it depends. It may very much well depend on the results, right? Like I know some people say Floyd is arrogant. I don't think he's arrogant. I just think he recognized what he does well. I don't think Tyson Fury is arrogant either. I know some people would say beg to differ. I think he looked arrogant in the Usyk fight because he lost, but if he won, I just think people just recognize. Some people are better at recognizing and acknowledging their skills than others. You know, I don't think Larry Bird is arrogant either. You know, there's a lot of people that are great, man. I don't be feeling like they're arrogant. I just feel like, hey, you got to prove them wrong. You know, and sometimes when they get, you know, It's easy to say somebody's arrogant when they're losing, you know. But to me, the people that are arrogant, I think Arum. This is why I didn't really like AB. You know, no disrespect to him, but I didn't really care for Adrian Broner coming up because while he was funny, I appreciated him. I thought he was funny. I thought him and Paulie Malignaggi, their fight was funny. I like when he said the can man. I like all that's funny, but I always thought that he was talking too brashly too early. You know what I'm saying? So I never really cared for him because I feel like he didn't earn that right to talk all that trash. You know, Floyd earned it. So I never really cared for AB. I never really cared for Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was very popular, but he wasn't dominating like that. You know, he was winning. Don't get me wrong. He was popular. He was a cash cow, but he was never considered the best in my opinion. So I didn't really like him either. So I don't like the people that are arrogant, but don't haven't earned that arrogance in my opinion. I know that sounds bad. You shouldn't be able to. You should always be humble and exhibit some humility. But some arrogance is, hey man, sometimes it's called for, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my humble opinion. So I'll be honest with you, I really don't mind shit talking, being arrogant. But you better be able to back it up. And you better be consistently. If you lose, you know, Tyson Fury, like I still like Tyson Fury because he lost one fight. He lost to Usyk. There's no shame in that. But if you lose and then you lose and then you lose and you still arrogant, just as arrogant as you are, then that's when you start to lose me because I'm like, okay, now you just talking. You just running your gosh dang, your pie hole. Like my old coach would say, you running your pie, shut your pie hole. Shut your pie hole. And play better. They found a niche, right? He said AB had an undeserved love. Yes. Nah, that was Mike hanging on to a career that was over and a chance to get into eventual ownership. Facts. Floyd can be arrogant too. Almost forgot about Floyd. Marciano too, for that matter. I'll take your word on Marciano. I'm not really too familiar. You know what I'm saying? That's before all my Marciano knowledge comes from highlights of what people say, to be honest. So I can't really speak. Yeah. I think, Merle, I think arrogance is results dependent. That might sound bad because, you know, when we're talking about interacting with people and socially, I'm not saying be an arrogant or be an asshole. No, I'm not condoning that. But I'm talking about when it comes to your profession, your expertise, what you do. Hell yeah, you supposed, bro. I don't think people realize how, bro. Especially when you talk about pugilism, you talk about something like fighting. Arrogance is a big part of it, bro. Pride is a big part of it, bro. You have to go in there night in, night out. Even when you're practicing, night in, night out, I'm in here one-on-one, especially when you talk about boxing, and I gotta prove that I'm a better man than this man or this woman. You know what I'm saying? Two women going at it. You're supposed to be. That's what drives you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like bro, academics. You know, I have my PhD. I couldn't tell you. You know how many times my biggest motivation was making sure I get a better grade than the next motherfucker. Bro, I had a study group, man. It was me, my homegirl, and my two homeboys, man. It was me. I was the only black dude in it, and that's because we had to be. You know, when you go to school and stuff, naturally, when you go close to the top, your circle becomes smaller. So, I had a bigger study group in bachelor's. And I didn't even really need a study group as much when I was going for my bachelor's. But as these progressively get harder, you get close to the end. You know, so you need more study. So it was myself, my homegirl, she's Venezuelan. Other two homeboys, they're white American, right? So we all studied together. I'll be a freaking liar if I said that one of my biggest motivations was not to get a better grade than them motherfuckers. I love them. Those the homies. We gonna help each other. It's all genuine. But please believe, after we leave the study group, you know, they going out to the club. I'm still getting it in. I'm like, all right, y'all ass at the club. Oh yeah, I'm finna make sure I know this Reynolds number. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna make sure I know these guys dang laminar, turbulent regimes. Heat transfer equals cold. You know what I'm talking about? So, and then when I'm at the club, I'm sure they doing the same thing. Oh, Doc at the gym. Oh, Doc at the club. Okay, bet I'm finna study. There's nothing wrong. That's healthy competition. But please believe that my pride is what. Yeah, I want to make sure that I get that reward or that award for having the best presentation. I hold my hand. I hang my hat on that. I want to make sure that, hey, when I go into grad school, I got that fellowship, or I got that scholarship, or I was able to take that trip because of my success. So arrogance and pride kind of goes hand in hand. So, I mean, not arrogance. You don't have to be arrogant. So I'm not saying that. But there's a sense of pride. So let me say that arrogance is something else. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Especially with sports. You play any Fortnite? Hell no. You don't play no Fortnite. I play Call of Duty though. It's any game. You trying to get on that Call of Duty? That card? That Call of Booty? Head ass. AB had an undeserved. I agree 1,000%. Sports. The Celtics let me down. Yeah. I'm glad though. I'm glad I support her because I want 7 games. I don't really have a horse in the race. I just want to see more basketball, man. Basketball, boxing, that's my team. But yeah, man. So like, I think that's why I personally I don't mind somebody who's good and knows they're good. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like the people that I get turned off by the people that think they're good and they damn sure ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? Talk a bigger game than they prove. The Celtics let me down. Call of Booty is crazy. Hey, yo, pause.
What?
Hey, yo. But, yeah, man. But, shoot. I'm going to go ahead and call it, man. Speaking of Call of Duty, man, I might get on some Call of Duty right now, man. You trying to run, bro? Yeah, I think I talked about all the topics, man, and I'm a little tired. I ain't gonna lie. Not really tired. I'm just tired of talking. Y'all be making me I love it. I be getting passionate about this shit, bro. I love talking boxing with y'all, man. So I thank y'all. You know, we you know the few that are here, man. We have 4 people in here, man. I appreciate all 4 of y'all. For real. That shit make me I love talking boxing, man. Hopefully one day we get 400, you know? And then 4,000, you know what I'm talking about? And 40,000, you feel me? I'm bringing all the homies to the top with me, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to about the late great Zig Ziglar. You know what I'm saying? See you at the top. Shout out to the homie from Texas, the motivational speaker, man. One time for the late great Zig Ziglar. See you at the top. Talk. I'm out. Have a good night. Fight. Hey, man, you too, man. God bless. I'm about to get off as well, man. So I appreciate y'all rocking me as always, man. Remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we are nothing. So y'all be easy, be cool, and good Lord willing, I make it to the next day. We make it to the next day. I will catch y'all tomorrow on the flip side. Don't forget to like the video. God bless. Hit that notification bell as well so you can get notified when I drop another YouTube video. Banger, man. I drop daily videos, and I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as provide live boxing commentary to all the fights, man. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Be easy. Shout out to all my members, man. Shout out to Tech. Shout out to Merle. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Arnaldo, man. We have 4 members. Let's try to get to 8 by the end of next week. Appreciate y'all. God bless. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.